What's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, we got that early session. Some people might even call it a little bit of a wakey.
Yeah.
Bakey. So either way, I'm excited about it, man. It's not often that we get to come in here, with the little morning action. So it's a little fun. Sometimes you just want to just roll over and just get it in every once in a while. You don't want to wait till the prime time, to the night time to have a little fun. Sometimes you just got to wake up and just say, hey, what did it do? It's one of those mornings, the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's wake up, get some football takes.
Absolutely,
Get
man.
on with our day, right?
Hey, listen, if we ain't waking up to just smack you in the head with football takes, what are we doing? That's all I'm saying, baby.
Yeah,
At some point in time, you got to make that move. That's all.
100%.
At some point. And it looks like the people out here bright and early. Shout out. I love that, man. But, before we get into everybody and start getting our shout outs, because we know y'all are up here and it is early, and I love that. East Coast is early, West Coast, we know it's super early. But at the same time, we know, man, y'all be all over the place. What's London time right now? I know every once in a while, my man Zik Shazier tuning in. He's like, 14 hours, 44 hours. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. You know how that goes, man.
You're actually asking me?
I am, Loki. Put you on the spot right now. Good morning. How are you doing?
Let's say 1:30.
All right. Moment of truth.
Hold on. I don't want to close that tab.
What it look like? Hey, what it look like? Bro, you are on the money.
All you got to know is the time difference, and then just you add the time to what we got going on here. That's
bro.
it.
You are so, man, you just too smart for me, bro. I love
Figured it out. It was 5 hours. That's all.
You cracked the code, bro. You cracked a code that I
but
don't
you
think
could catch me. You could catch me in a week or two. I might think it's 4.
Yeah.
But it's 5. I just got to keep remembering that.
Fair enough. Well, you know what? I want to talk about my threads here because, these are one of our sponsors right here, right? Into the AM. I mean, they do got some phenomenal looking stuff. I mean, when we talk about how this thing looks as I get the logo up here on the website. But, dude, just check it out, mate. We got the bear. And he looked like he going on a fun ride.
Where's he at? Wyoming? Montana?
Man, you know what? It might be, let's go UW. We might be in Wyoming. Could be Mars. Could be the backside of that red planet, and he just going on one of the magical rides. But we talk about Into the AM, right? And how ultimately they always are about providing content, providing hot merchandise for the content creators like ourselves, man, with awesome threads, which, by the way, I do feel good in this, and you see the color on it, baby. You can't go wrong. But not just that, man. We got a couple cool things going on with Into the AM. As we already said before, man, if you use the promo code Moats10, you'll get 10% off of your purchases. But more importantly, man, they got these cool deals going on that you can actually combine that promo code with. So, for example, $3. I mean, you can get 3 of these graphic style tees for $60. But when you use that promo code Moats10, you get your 10% off. Ha. Now you see how we cooking over here, along with, for the people that like the basic tees. Because I remember you, Deke, you was like, the graphic tee, that's more your style, Moats. But I'm a little bit more reserved. I can see.
Yeah. Plain white tee or something with the little logo on the side.
That's it.
Maybe one of the long sleeve shirts. Same.
Can't
Just a little logo. Something you could
that.
layer with, especially with fall coming up.
Can't go wrong with that at all. They got those options as well. 3 shirts for $39.95, not $40, $39.95. So you can get 3 of those basic tees with that. But make sure you use that promo code Moats10. And once again, let me put that up here for you. Bam. Oh. Well, that bees the link right there. That is the link. So with that being said, let's get this fan check-in started.
I'm already seeing a lot of people
throwing
out where they're tuning in from.
Let us know where you're tuning in from, though. Let us know where you're tuning in from, though. All right, now I had to get these guys early because I told you they were already putting in the addresses and stuff before we even went live this morning, man. But Saquon Harris, man, shout out to Saquon Harris, man. He's tuning in from the 718 Bronx, New York, in the building. He also says he never got his upper room shout out, so for that, forgive me. But Saquon Harris, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. We also got Jeremy Coakley tuning in from the 732 Ashbury Park, Jersey Shore. Shout out to Jersey Shore, man. Man, I'm trying to think of the Jersey Shore. What is it? GTL, right? Gemtown Ladies? Yeah. That was thinking about
what's that from?
From the TV show, Jersey Shore.
I never watched it.
Oh, fair enough. So you know the Snooki and was it Mike and all of those, man, the situation?
Never got into it.
God, all right, fair enough.
I apologize for that.
It's all love, man. I never really got into it either, but my wife liked it a lot, so I had to watch it. So, you know, you just started to pick up on some things.
Sure.
But either way, we all good. We got Jacob Malicio tuning in from the 919 North Kakalaki in the building. And then Donald Copeland, the 412. You know he got to be tuning in from Mars, boys. And we appreciate you as well. Because as you can see, my bear, he is on Mars. That's what we're going to say. He's either on Mars or in Wyoming looking for Bart Basquiato. Because he's searching through something. Maybe some type of like fungus, vegetable. Who knows? But either way, it's a fun time. And then last one I got on my end, Jason Hess, the 814 State College. All right, what's it looking like on your end?
We got Kiko Kamai tuning in from the 937, Dayton, Ohio. The skies have never been so gray.
Oh.
Smitty 753, the 412. Braddock, Mon Valley area. Stephen H. Big shout out to Stephen H. He
Not
says,
to be confused with Stephen A. either.
Right.
Yeah.
610 Allentown, PA, but he says, I own a restaurant and tell all my customers about you guys.
Oh, man, we appreciate that from the heart.
Big shout out right
man.
there.
Major love.
Rod Dallas, always tuning in.
Gotta
330 Youngstown, Ohio. Free Falling 23, 802 Vermont. Jacob Malacio, he's always tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
919 NC in the house as always. And then we got someone tuning in from Hawaii.
Hawaii?
And I lost their name.
Oh,
no, I got it now.
Where they from in Hawaii?
The AC3 Mackay.
Hawaii.
McKay.
For Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like aloha. Like
yes.
Like man, that's dope, bro.
It definitely is.
Major love. All right. I also see on my end, man, we got Lee Cratroville. I think that's how you say it. Lee Cratroville. Now I got you. Lee Cratroville from the 330 Warren, Ohio. We also got John Stackhouse. He might be the cousin of Jerry Stackhouse, but he's tuning in from the 609 Trenton, New Jersey, and he says he is on Mars at work this fine morning. Hey, listen, man. That's the best way to be at work. I tell you, man, it relieves all pressure and all stress. You'll be the greatest employee ever because you are on Mars while at work. It's the best place. I'm telling you, man. That's what they say, at least. That's from what I've
in your own mind.
That's what they say, man. They be like, yo, he just is so even killed, man. I thought we had a situation, but he diffused it with no issue right there. He was just so lighthearted about the manner in which, you know, he handled this situation. That's how it typically goes.
Takes his good time to get a simple project done, but hey.
It highly efficient though when he gets it rolling though. He's locked in when he gets going.
Sure.
All right. We also have, let's see, Armando Sierra tuning in from Puerto Rico, the 787. We got Steel City Champs. Morning, fellas, from Seattle, Washington. Woo, early on the west side, baby. Stay live. Yeah. I like it. 412 Mo says he had that wake and bake with the wifey before work. Shout out to that, man. A couple that wakes and bakes together, stays awake together, and enjoys an amazing life together. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we also have 412 Mo saying 412 Dubberg. And then we also can't forget about, as the chat just jumped on me. Where art thou? Here we go. Now I got you back. All right. Ramiro Rodriguez. Well, we're gonna be well versed with names and pronunciations. I'll tell you that.
We're getting there.
And yeah. we've got our timestamps in order now. So yeah, man, we're almost there. But I'm just loving how many people up this early right now. That's why I'm giving a little bit more time on these shout outs before we get to today's, business.
People in an earlier time zone than us too.
I know. So
like, a couple of them.
Ramiro Rodriguez, the 602 Phoenix, Arizona. I've done that one before. Early out there. I know the answer to that one. That's a 3. Yep. So that means it is 5:39 out there. Guaranteed. All right. Then we also got the Smuck 20 to 276 VA. Boom, man. 318 Shreveport, Louisiana to 318. We also got Josh Fitzer from Minnesota. Hello. And then Trev tuning in from the 209 California. Where's the 209 at? What do you think that is? No Cal, SoCal, Mid Cal?
I'm stumped.
Oh, man. I don't know either.
I can look at it real quick.
Yeah, check it out. Is that because I know the Californians, they say it's either no Cal, that's like Northern California, or SoCal, Southern California, but I'm like to call it Mid Cal. Could it be Mid Cal?
Sacramento.
Oh, that's kind of midish.
Midish.
Yeah, it's Mid Calish. There we go. All right. And let's see, who else do we have in here, man, before we get the festivities rolling? All right.
I got a few here. Alsauce, 814, Altoona. Damon Brown.
Okay.
Always
Shout out to
tuning in.
Demond.
706, Augusta, Georgia in the building. And then we got Chase Grieve tuning in from Bullhead, Arizona, the 928. It's 540 there. Yep, you were right.
Shout out. I'm familiar.
Yeah. William McClung, 412, Penn Hills, City of Tears.
Hey, we called it too. Zik Shazier, he in the building. Says tuning in from the plus 44 London. And it's not Zik, it's Zeke, apparently. So Zeke. Shout out to Zeke Shazier. I like it. So we got a Zeke and we got a Deke.
Cool.
Or maybe it's two Zekes.
Some people call me Zeke, but it's whatever. I ain't stressing about it.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. All righty. And then we also got some Morgantown from Justin Reynolds, the 304. I see you, baby. All right, so you got a couple more. I'm going to get the super chats from Monday pulled up so we can go ahead and do our due diligence with them. And then from there, we can get this game preview officially started today.
Sure. We got Vincent Murray. He's always tuning in. He's in Pittsburgh. He just said officially moved into his new crib.
Hey, man, congrats, man. Big time shout out for you for that, man. Absolutely.
SJG 103 says, Moats and Deke, y'all been skipping my check-in for weeks. We gonna have to fade.
Ooh, he want the smoke with you then. I don't want no smoke, I don't want no smoke. I'm not violent.
I got you right there, bro. I got you right there.
Violent, man. I like it though.
Muhammad saying, sup, Moats, 403, Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, shout out to Calgary, Alberta. Lord, that mean they in another country. That Canada. That's Canada. We spread our on thee. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher it, but I used to hear it like all the time up there. So yeah, man. All right. So I'm gonna get these super chats. I got it all pulled up because we did have like we said on Monday's show, y'all were hot and heavy in the chat. It was going crazy. It was a blast of a show, but obviously we had a lot left on the table. So we're gonna get to that right now. All right. So first one we had was from G Mitkovitz. All right. And he was basically saying 35% Ben in terms of whose fault this was, and 65% coaching in terms of last week's loss versus the Cincinnati Bengals. He says terrible play calling, penalties, and drops. Our O-line has no idea who to block or hold on a big play. Ben isn't the only problem. And I think we both agreed on that when we had that discussion on Monday. So shout out to G Mitkovitz. I like that. Then we also had Travion Sanders. And he says, I think the penalties were an anomaly. We stay committed to the run and get healthy on defense, then everyone can stop panicking.
I'm hoping the penalties are an anomaly. Didn't we have some against the Raiders?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was double digits against them too. Yeah.
I just remember, us getting penalties and
because I want to say it
moving
was
our drives back
11,
a little bit.
It was 11 and 11 penalties versus the Raiders because they were both like crazily high penalized teams, and then we turn around versus Cincinnati and do it again with 10 penalties. Yeah, I'm hoping it's an anomaly as well though.
Yeah, definitely, because that killed us.
But let's lean on the healthy side. That looks more promising right now, at least. All right, we had Caleb Cole. Caleb Cole said, to top it all off loosely, that amazing sack, to top it all off, losing that amazing sack streak. Yes, that was what I was most hurt by on Sunday because, that was like my last little, hey, man, they still got something going that we was a part of. I was a part of that. And now it's gone. So now, I'm just going to pick against them every week now. All right.
Damn.
I can't do that now. Y'all lost my sack streak, man. I can't take this slander that I'm a fake fan and things like that. If we ain't got the streak going no more. Like, man, what I'm holding on to, right? What I'm holding on to.
That's a tough one.
I started coming here and just cheesehead of the day. No, I'm playing. I never.
Well, I guess what can you expect when you got 48 out there and Jameer Jones? Dude, we just cut.
We'll talk
about it later, but it's just. That's who we were starting, basically. A combination of those two.
Not that's who we were starting. Jameer started. We saw the intros. You were right there. We saw 7.
Yeah.
We saw 7 look good. 7 look good in that tunnel, man. Dang, he looked good in that tunnel. I got excited. I ain't gonna lie. I had a little flashback, man, when I was standing up there. I was like, I say, bro, hold on. Now I seen Joe. Joe came over there with like, you. I'm like, hey, bro, don't play with me now. Come on. I got my work shoes on today. All right. But for you, I'll make an exception. That's all I'm saying, man. Love Joe. All right, but we also had Alan T, and he was using one of his free super chats because I did get a little research done with that, right? So it's not just members who have been here for a certain amount of time and things like that. The way we had a setting, I didn't know I could turn on here. Whenever you have a milestone for your membership. So, if you start the day, A month from now, you get you one free chat.
Oh, cool.
Another month from now, you get you another free chat. So every milestone, you'll get one free super chat. So I was like, man, that's a pretty cool concept. Because I had to figure out what was going on here. I like this thing, though, man. So now we understand it. But yeah, this is pretty dope. But Alan T says, what I said last week still holds true. Ben is washed up and past his prime. We can't keep acting like he's the same franchise QB who won 2 Super Bowls. I think we all said me and you would agree to disagree on some of those like that.
Oh, yeah, I disagree with that. Pretty much wholeheartedly.
And I ain't expecting anything less. Hold true, baby. Hold true.
Yeah.
I'm just mad you ain't come back with the 7 head on, bro. I'm like, man, you gave us 7 on Monday.
I'll rock something 7 tomorrow.
Okay, because you said it was onward and upward. We're supposed to be looking towards Green Bay. I just figured, we have to let them boys know what it is.
I'll watch something 7 tomorrow. Yeah. If people are asking for it.
Okay. I'm asking for it.
Okay.
I want it.
Yeah.
In the nicest way.
I got you.
I ain't like how that sound. I'm sorry. It's just
I'll wear. Yeah. I got some heat tomorrow. Some 7 gear. Yeah,
for sure. I'm about to say, come with that heat, man. We need it for this week, man. We need it this week. All right. We also had Damon Brown. He said, "I don't blame the defense at all. We don't help them out. They're already worn out. The only break they get is at halftime. I'm sure they're frustrated with the offense as well. Ben will be fine with protection." Shaking my head. So a couple things. We did agree that Ben would be fine with protection. We just didn't know what type of protection. Because when we talked about, you got the Chooks pack where we said sometimes it's leaky. That's how Deke had all his baby mamas out here in the chat that one day. All right. So he got protection. We just don't know which type of protection just yet. But we're going to find out this weekend. Now, we could have some different players playing, at tackle and at center. I mean, we heard the big man, Zach Banner, kind of talk about that as well in terms of what he was excited about with those 2 younger guys. Well, not younger guys, but non-starters that came in and how they played and stuff like that. And they very well could get opportunities again this weekend for various reasons, right? With Chooks being in the concussion protocol and with Kendrick still being injured with the knee injury, I believe it was, right?
It might not even have to be injury, dude.
Well, I was trying to give him the benefit. I was going to give him, if I throw the injury on it, it just sounds better.
It definitely does.
It sounds better. That's all.
But man, he didn't play too well.
I know. But it sounds better when you say, because he had a knee. So we're gonna monitor his participation throughout the week. We'll leave a light on for him, and we'll see how that thing goes. But his participation throughout the week would determine his availability on Sunday. I think that's how Coach Tomlin likes to word that so eloquently. All righty. So we also had, as my phone got super dark for no reason, bro. Come on, bro, what you doing this morning? Did the phone weekend bake? What, did you get a contact, bro? Wait a minute. All right. We got Roger Peavy, though. Roger Peavy says, everyone looked terrible. We might as well hang it up and try to get a top 5 pick next year so we can get our future quarterback. We can't contend with this garbage, especially with Ben playing like poop emoji.
It was a bad game. It's a long season. We're bouncing back this week. So, I just think a lot of these comments could be irrelevant really quickly.
Hey, and you remember, it was a Monday, too. It was a heat of the moment. They were getting it off their chest. Sometimes we're a little bit more passionate after the game versus when we get a little bit further into the week, right? Because we know today is that transition point. And we said because of how hard of a performance it was to watch on Sunday from the team, that we needed to start that transition early. So we said, we're not going to make y'all wait till this afternoon. We're not going to make y'all wait till prime time tonight to start talking Green Bay. No. We're going to get y'all bright and early so we can get y'all on a great hump day, okay? Emphasis on the hump part. All right. So we also had Sean McCartney. Sean McCartney says, if Ben's the leader, why is it wrong to say he's somewhat to blame? Shouldn't he take some responsibility? And I do think we did address that in terms of he does have his blame, but more so it's more of the accuracy things, right? We talk about we can pinpoint what his part is in this big equation. And yeah, it does have a significant role, but we also said that it's not all on him. And that was the biggest thing we're hitting on Monday, because for, a lot of the Ben non-enthusiasts out there, they've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
It's sad and it's weird,
bro. They are fiery,
very weird.
Yes, they have come out the woodwork.
People that have covered Steelers, have rooted for the Steelers. It's really weird. They're using this opportunity to try to write off Ben, and they're actually happy about it. That's the weirdest part.
It's pretty
sad.
alarming.
It's
man.
actually really sad.
Yeah.
Pathetic, actually.
All right. So next up we had, man, Justin Petit. Yeah, Petit. I want to petite it. All right. Justin Petit said, because it doesn't have the E on it, and it's throwing me off because I'm like, no, you're supposed to have an E on this thing here, man. But he says the lack of effort and lack of attention to detail are becoming a chronic issue. The sky isn't falling, but those clouds don't look good, with the cloudy sky emoji. And yeah, we did hit on that as well. In terms of just, they have to finish a lot better than that, man. That will minimize a good amount of the negativity that we've been seeing with them. It's not a cure-all. It's not going to fix everything, because I do think some of this team's issues, especially as we talk about the O-line, it is personnel based or skill level based, and you're not going to be able to just drastically fix that week 4 of the NFL season. Just, those players aren't available to you like that. But what they can do is increase that effort. If they play like their hair is on fire, if they play through the whistle, that will help them in terms of their productivity. I mean, Robert Spillane is a prime example of that, right? We will never say that Robert Spillane is the best athlete out there, right? We don't think he's the fastest. We don't think he's the strongest. But the one thing we do say about Spillane is what he plays hard every single time, man. Even if he gets beat on a play, he's chasing it down. That's the effort that those guys on offense, especially the O-line, have to play with consistently. Not saying they don't do it at times, but they don't do it consistently enough. And that's where we kind of see some of these issues pop up.
That was one of the things Banner mentioned too, that the effort and just going after it, like on the field, I guess it has shown in lapses and it has been inconsistent. But what he was talking about too is you guys weren't with him on the sidelines, like in the locker room. Like there is the effort, the care that's there. It's just we're not seeing it completely on the field just yet. So hopefully we do. I mean, that's coaching. That's week by week, taking your lumps and learning, moving on. Right now, the offensive line doesn't look that amazing, but there is next week.
Absolutely. Actually, this week.
This week, yes.
We ain't waiting until next week. We need it this week.
Sure.
We ain't waiting for Denver. No. We want smoke in Green Bay. Literally. Let's go. Not in that sense. Like the little, like we want smoke with y'all, man. Like we got y'all. Or maybe it is literally. Who knows? Just, we'll just keep rolling with this thing. All right. Anywho, Eric Long says, doesn't Ebron have more drops than catches right now? Oh, my goodness.
I think so.
I low-key think that is accurate, though.
He had the one catch in Buffalo.
And he's had 3 drops since. Definitely 2.
How many catches? Maybe 1?
Oh, man. I don't want you. I want to say look it up, but I'm scared for you to look it up.
I don't have to. I saw side-by-side between his stats and Frymouth, and it's not even close.
Bro, but he still has 17 more snaps than Pat on Sunday. He played 47 snaps. Pat had 30 snaps.
That's what I'm getting tired of.
But Gentry snaps are going up. You can see right now the framework is getting ready. They're getting ready
for phasing Ebron out, just in general.
Yeah, they're getting ready because Pat's usage obviously is wetting up. Obviously, on field and targets, right? But in terms of Gentry's usage, like you just keep watching his numbers, snap counts. You're like, that number just keeps climbing, and I can just see it, man, because what he provides. He's the Matt Spaeth right now. He's the best blocker that we have in terms of the tight end group. He is that. Now he has the size to go along with it, and I do think that helps him out a ton. But that is going to keep him on the field. Pat can block really good as well, and he's going to keep improving with that. But we know with Pat, it's the full package, because not just can he block well, he can run the route tree, he can combat catch, he can do that as well. So yeah, man, for Ebron, that clock is starting to tick. He's going to need to start to pick it up, especially this week, because the inconsistencies in terms of his catching, that can't continue on regardless of how much you're paying him. I understand early in the season, you got to give him those opportunities, and he has to, start and everything that goes along with that. And sometimes as a veteran player, right? When you see the young tight end or the young player getting his opportunities, you speak to the coach, even if you ain't having the best of times, and you're like, yo, I need my opportunities, And sometimes that coach will allow you to have those opportunities, even if you're not rewarding them. And in this case, Ebron does need to start rewarding everybody that's giving him these opportunities to be on that field, because it's just, let's be real about it, man. The productivity hasn't been what it's supposed to be, especially on a year like this year where we know our margin of error isn't that big. Like, we got to be executing at a high level right now. That's not acceptable, man.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
It's not at all. Yeah, big drop in the Raiders game. Ben's pulling a Houdini in the backfield. He drops the dime. It was like on a 3rd and 10 or something. Keep the drive going.
We're not saying anything that he doesn't know. Like, he knows this as a professional.
Just catch the ball.
And it's not like he can't catch it. But it's just like you got to detail your work. If you got to put extra time in the lab. We saw Deontay Johnson, right? Deontay looked night and day from last year. What's the excuse with Ebron? That's the only thing, right?
There's nothing.
So yeah. All right though, but yeah, shout out to Eric Long for that comment, man. We had Stein the Kid. Stein the Kid says, know what this Steelers team reminds me of? The Giants. Go into the offseason with an aging future Hall of Fame quarterback. Need to fix multiple holes, including the running back. So they draft a running back in round 1. ... Begin imploding. Wow. They threw the Giants on us. Jeez. So does that make Mason Danny Dimes? I was just out of curiosity. You know, I like Danny Dimes. I like Danny. Does that make it? Is he our Danny Dimes?
No.
I can get behind him if he is our Danny Dimes. That's all I'm saying. No. I'm a Danny Dimes guy. I like the name. I don't care how he plays. I just like his name.
No.
You're not feeling it? No?
I'm not feeling the comparison. I see what he's doing there. I'm not feeling
Najee
it.
versus Saquon?
I'm not feeling the comparison. No.
Oh, come on, baby.
No.
No?
I'm not.
Come on, man. They were banged up on defense. We're banged up on defense. Oh,
I'm not feeling the comparison.
on, man.
I don't think it's going to turn out that way for us.
They got iconic uniforms. We got iconic uniforms. Oh, come on, man.
Nope.
Come on, man. You don't see the comparison. Oh,
I'm not feeling it.
No. All right. It's the Eli. It's the quarterback part that they do it.
Oh yeah. I definitely think Ben's much better than Eli.
Okay, I was waiting on that part. Like, is he gonna catch that part yet?
No, I just think there's still something to this team.
All
I really do.
Now respect that.
We got to get better on the offensive line. We know that for sure.
Right
we got to get healthy. If we do those two things and then we start executing, no penalties.
Different ball game.
Come on, man.
Different ball game. All right. We also had Q. He says, I made it. Hope you guys are doing well. And that was in reference to Monday's show, man. He was letting us know that he had officially made it to the show. Man, like I said, we had a lot of these, bro, but I'm almost through. My goal is by 9:10 to be done reading all these supers from Monday.
Okay.
All right. That's my goal. So keep me on track. I got about 13 minutes. All right. So we also had Corey Rayford Jr. said, the drops by the receivers are just getting out of hand. Didn't have this problem when we had AB. Help the O-line by catching the ball. And that's one way to look at it in terms of catching the ball. But we also know that we talked about ball placement at times has been a little bit of a factor with that. And now we also know that the timing of some of these plays have been a factor. The receivers, they definitely have their doing this as well, though, in terms of they need to create a lot more separation because that's what they're not doing well enough right now. And I think that's something that we really feel when you don't have a Deontay Johnson. We said Deontay, he wins so fast. He creates separation consistently. Whereas we said guys like Claypool, there are deep threat targets, but they're in terms of the separation, we don't always see him just, 3 and 4 yards away from guys. It's typically body on body, and he's having to, either draw a penalty or make a spectacular catch. And we have seen that it hasn't been as consistent as we would like it to be. But like I said, they got to get more separation. But we also got to have that ball placement more consistent, and that O-line has to protect. It's a group effort, man. It is for a fact a group effort, man. All righty. Which one was that? Was that Terrence? Oh, no, that was Corey. All right. We got Terrence Smith. Terrence Smith says, since y'all been at the games and we can only see one angle, are the receivers getting separation? Is that why Ben's holding the ball too long?
I don't think they are.
Well, we just said that. Yeah, they're not getting separation. And part of Ben holding the ball, because when people were giving us the Ben slander, they actually put up a stat where they were showing how when he's not pressured and he's able to hold the ball for longer than 3 seconds, his stats behind it were pretty bad or whatever.
I know. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Because
I would trust Ben on this. If someone's open, he's going to find him, right?
No. So it's not that. This is the issue, though. They were saying because the narrative has always been when Ben struggles, it's because he doesn't have time. And they were saying, well, actually, that's not the case. He's not even pressured right here, and he has ample time. But yet his QBR, the touchdown interceptions are still bad during that phase. That was what they were hitting. But to me, man, my thing is this, in terms of why he's holding the ball, number one, the lack of separation. But number two, I talked about it, the accuracy, right? In terms of the ball placement. In the pass for 7, it didn't matter if a defender was right in front of a guy. He knew without a shadow of a doubt that his receiver was going to, be in the right spot, and he could put that ball consistently in the right spot. Right now, I think it is a little bit of both of those things being in question in terms of the accuracy, right? Sometimes he's not as consistent where it should be. And then sometimes these receivers, they're not on the same page with him either. So I do think it's a combination of that. But that's the biggest reason why I think he's been holding the ball as long as he does. So it's not the end of the world, which is a positive.
Well, I'm still for trading for AB and signing Martavis.
Well,
I'm always for that.
I was going to get Josh Gordon, but we might have dropped the ball with that one. But either way, we're going to rap about him in a little bit. I got 10 minutes left.
Okay.
We're almost there. All right. We also had Dave Shipley. He says, we have been here before and won a Super Bowl. I believe he's talking about 2008.
05.
Oh, excuse me, 05.
05, yeah.
Yep. All right. All right. And we also had Cody G. Cody G says, we need O-line before we think about replacing Ben. Fair enough. Some people would say that was the case this offseason as well, but why didn't we replace the O-line?
And a glamorous position to try to replace.
Okay, because that not what everybody said last year, right? That was the reason. The quick releases and everything like that was because of the O-line. And we never upgraded the O-line. We said, it's going to be magically better because we got different faces, but we never upgraded the O-line. So are we going to upgrade it this offseason? You tell me. I'm just going off of what I've seen, though. So, yeah. Not going home with breath on that one just yet.
Upgrade in season.
Yeah. They got starting left tackles, right tackles, and centers right at Walmart, Costco, and I think Target. But you got to go in like the kids section for Target. Yeah.
Well, there are some of those dudes out there.
They got them.
Russell Okung.
Where's the Kurt Warners at, man? Who's bagging groceries that's 6'6", 310 with great feet and hands and eyes and discipline? Somebody bagging groceries right now.
Mitchell Schwartz.
I was about to say, where you at, Mitch?
They're saying this Forrest Lamp dude, he's good to go.
Don't
really know too much about him. I guess he's played in the league for a little bit, though.
I don't think it could hurt. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it could hurt. All right. We also had Antoine 1398. He says, been finishing strong or not, this is his last year.
I'm not buying into that.
Okay. It's gonna be. I'm waiting to see, man. I think it's still early. Right now, I don't like how it's looking, though. In terms of his future chances, if it's continuing like how it is right now, I just don't think it's going to be a good situation for him. But we shall see, because it's only week 4, baby. It's early. All right. We also had Micah Emmanuel. He says, Moats and Deke, the true test will be when the D comes back together, minus the D tackle depth. Yikes. And we see how Ben and the offense can keep games winnable. I agree with that in terms of when they get healthy and the defense is back 100%, that changes a lot. The only problem right now is we don't know when that's going to be. And
we'll find out a little more today.
Yeah, hopefully today we'll find out some more. It's Wednesday, first practice day. But we know that we have already lost a guy, right, in terms of Tyson for a long period of time. We don't know when Tua is coming back. So that's the only thing, we caution a little bit about is I know we won't reinforce. I know we keep saying healthy. And we anticipated getting back close to being healthy, but I don't think it's going to ever get back to what we thought it would be in terms of we got the full gamut out there. We got Tua, we got Kim, we got this guy, we got that guy, just because of the injury situations that they're currently dealing with.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that could happen with injuries.
Seriously, yeah.
In and out, a little bit of uncertainty.
Yep.
Main two I want this week is TJ and Highsmith.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about that where maybe you would lean if TJ's 50-50.
We'll talk about
right.
it. Absolutely, we'll talk about
maybe
it.
you'd sit him, but if TJ's good to go, he's full participant. That'd be such a huge plus for this week. I think that might be the most feasible one on defense too to happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're gonna talk about that though, because we almost finished up with these chats real quick, and I got 6 minutes left. All right, so Brent Fox says the 1 or 2 things missing each play, but he doesn't really say what those 1 or 2 things are that are missing each play. But typically the way that I've seen it is popcorn effect. One person to make the block, one person to miss a block, one person to run a route. We might be a little off on the throw. Throw might be good. All right, now we get a drop. It's popcorn, So in that regard, yes, 1 or 2 things missing each play, but they got to be more consistent going forward, and hopefully they will. We also had Sean Langford just showing a little love. We appreciate you. Then we had Let's Go You Dub said, don't need to tank to get Sean Chambers. Now,
I don't know any of these dudes.
I got to see where he's at, but for me right now, I'm not a fan of tanking for anybody. I'm cool on all that now.
The last thing on my mind.
Yes. Then we had the Oz, just saying, Just want to say, I'm a lifelong Steelers fan. When I was born, my father wrapped me in a Steelers blanket. I love this team. That being said, Ben is done. We really need to look at Rudolph and Haskins. Whew.
Nope.
Whew. Whew. He said both of them.
Nope.
All right. We're going to talk about that. We got time today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk. Then we also had Damon Brown. He was saying basically, was no one on the team willing to give Bush a ride to the game? He most definitely wasn't in the stadium. Did he get an excused day off? Dang, my man forced the pick, though. He did force an interception.
I didn't think he played that bad.
He forced an interception.
I know he got burned on the little Tyler Boyd play there, but I don't remember anything else too glaring with him.
He forced the interception though. That's splash.
Was he? So he was the one that was.
Because he was on the inside part of it. And,
he almost hit.
Deke was on the outside.
He almost hit Burrow. Is that what you're saying?
No. On the interception, he's the guy that's running in coverage with Tyler to force Burrow to put air on the ball. And
I got you. I get what you're saying. Okay. Because Minka tipped it.
Yeah.
Right, and then
because it was the
Edmonds
overthrow,
picked it off.
Bush was the guy that was inside running with him the whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, maybe that was like, get up while you're ahead. Because it was like him on Tyler right there, and he forced a turnover. But then we know what also happened with him on Tyler, and it wasn't a turnover. Again with a T, though. Maybe another time. All right. But then we also had, Cliff the Dark Knight. Shout out to Cliff the Dark Knight. Says, we have close to $11 million in space. Cap space he's referring to. Any chance we use this to add some depth/help? Larry Fitzgerald, Robert Griffin III, Mitchell Schwartz, Geno Atkins, or even Olivier Vernon. I think he's just naming veteran players who are available.
Yeah, not the first two. I mean, Schwartz, Geno Atkins, thing, though. Even Vernon now with our outside linebacker
Larry,
stuff.
Though, you ain't got to worry about Larry dropping anything. Just saying, You think you got to worry about him dropping anything? That's the one thing we talk about, catching the ball. As quick as you was doing right off Larry would for a fact have the best hand. He can have the best hands blindfolded here, bro.
Come back home. I don't think that's happening. I do not.
Yeah, he said he wants to go to like a contender too.
What?
I'm messing with you.
Oh man.
Yo,
it's early.
It's early. You gotta ease up, man. My man Deke is on one. I love it, man. I love it. All right, let's see. Where else are we at? All right. Oh, here we go.
How many more we got?
Bro, we got 1, 2. Oh, all right. We're almost there. We're definitely almost there. You saw how many times I had to swipe over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost there. I just want to make sure we give them. And I got 2 minutes left on the clock too, man. All right. At 2 minutes, then I just got to roll. That's my thing. All right.
Save the others for tomorrow, even.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the show.
We'll just keep working right through it.
Sure.
But we had Jesse Jackson. Shout out to Jesse Jackson. Says, bring back Ken Wisenhunt or Todd Haley. We did talk about that. We definitely talked about that.
Wisenhunt, where's he been?
Where is he at now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Would have guessed he's retired.
Maybe he's doing media with Haley. Maybe they got like a show together.
Is Haley doing media?
I thought he was. Wasn't he like a podcast?
He might be. I just saw him do that interview with McAfee. I thought he was coaching a high school or something, or like a community college.
Maybe.
Wasn't he doing that over the past couple of years? I don't know if he quit that or not, but I'm sure he'd be available if we called him up and said, hey, man, we'll pay you X amount of money. Let's get this done.
Hey, big head, we were wrong. You were right. We actually do love you. Him with that one?
I don't know about that.
Has it been the same since he left?
Nope,
it has not.
Debatable. The 2018 season's definitely debatable in my opinion.
No, 18 was still not like when Haley was here, man. I get it, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, Ben led the league in passing yards.
Yeah.
Had a ton of touchdowns,
Ben led his teams to the postseason while Haley was here. He hasn't been since Haley's been gone. Formula isn't working without him.
That 2018 season, I could go into much detail about the flukes
cool,
and
but
things
you know
that
what
happened.
they call that? That's comfort.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the offense was still pretty damn good.
It wasn't good enough to get him into the playoffs, though. Under Haley, it was every year. every single year. Every single year.
We could agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were pretty good in 2018.
I just don't think they were as good as 17 or 16 or 15 or even 14.
I just think they were outside.
You didn't even have Le'Veon Bell in 18. I'm definitely not taking the Steelers offense in 18. What? No. So, yeah, you could have James Conner in that offense. I'll take the 16 and 17 offense.
But what they did without Bell, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
For Ben to lead the league in passing, and then
I get
James
that.
Conner made a Pro Bowl even.
That don't mean it was better than 17 and 16, though.
Your question was if Todd Haley was necessarily right.
Yeah. Because you were trying to say that the 18 season was better than when Haley was here.
No, the offense was still really good.
Really
and that was
good,
without Le'Veon Bell.
But it wasn't better than those groups, though, under Haley. That's what I'm saying, man.
Are we just gauging it off if we made the playoffs? Because I'm telling you,
It
like
was
the
both
Boz
regular
missed
season
field
and
goals
postseason.
and
It was regular
some of
and
the
post.
fluky shit that happened.
Hey, you violated. I get it. But the end result was no postseason. Under Haley, it was postseason every year.
Dude, I'm just saying. There's a lot of different factors.
Hey, I'm just going off the end result. That's all. End result was Haley got them boys in that thing. He did, man. But if you're a Randy Fichtner guy, I can understand it. You are a Randy Fichtner guy. Yes, you are. Because that's who it was at 18. You're absolutely right. I can get that. I can dig it. So why was you talking about the coordinator last year, man, if you was going to be on Randy Fichtner today? This is crazy, man. Come on.
No, it's...
What you mean, come on? He was the coordinator in 18. Was he not the coordinator in 18?
Things started going downhill in 2019 with him. I mean, we saw what happened, and
it was the same. Your coordinator was your coordinator, so you're dying on the Randy Fichtner hill. I'm gonna die on the Todd Haley hill. That's all I'm gonna
do. Oh yeah, I think Haley's a much better coordinator.
You just said you wanted the 18. 18 is
no,
Fichtner coordinator. You got to take Fichtner. No, you taking Fichtner in that group because you got Fichtner, you got James Conner. All right.
No, it's a different question. You said it's Todd Haley, right?
Yes, because under him, those are all his people. They ain't never missed. They ain't never, not come to games and all that under Haley. That happened under your boy. Yeah, that was your boy. Not my guy. We was toxic, but toxic in present. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man, come on, baby.
I just don't know if we say Todd Haley, you were right. Todd Haley, yeah, we could use it back because between you and Arians have been the best coordinators here.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But saying right because we had success without Haley still offensively.
I ain't seen it the same. That's all I'm saying, man. Success, sure, but not the same.
Long term, right? One season, I told you.
Whatever you want to say, man. So, anywho, let's get this convo started today, man. Alrighty. Good old Steelers versus Packers. Well, as we always start our breakdowns, man, we'll start with 3 things that we happen to like about the Green Bay Packers.
You want to go first?
I like when you go first, man. Because I went first last week anyways. Yeah. We got to alternate. I go, then you go, and I go, then you go.
Okay. I don't know if I want to just stick all offense with this one.
You could. You definitely could. I wouldn't even fault you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I might.
I couldn't even fault you for that one.
I might. I'm gonna go. Should I list off all 3 or just go one at a time?
If you can go all 3. You go all 3.
Okay.
Yeah, just positive though. 3 positives. Don't give me the negatives just yet. Just give me the positives, and then I get my positives, and we'll go like that.
No, obviously Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Number 2, Devontae Adams, and then number 3, Aaron Jones.
Okay.
That's their 3 biggest positives. Defense looks kind of decent. I think their defensive line gets after the quarterback at times, and then obviously Alexander's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Safeties are good. I would just point to those 3 guys on offense being the main positives, in my opinion, when I'm thinking about the Packers. Because Aaron Jones has had a pretty solid season thus far. And I do give some credit to the offensive line for that. They're opening them up some holes, even though I don't think they're the best pass protection of all times. They have a semblance of a running game. And Aaron Jones is taking advantage of that, and he's good in the pass catching game too. Devontae Adams is just an overall stud. He's probably, worst case, a top 3 receiver right now, probably in conversation for the best receiver in the league. Yeah. He's in his prime, and then Aaron Rodgers is pretty damn good.
I mean, we wanted Aaron Jones. Remember, that was one of our guys we were talking about. Like, man, if he's gonna leave Green Bay, like, what's up? We're gonna upgrade this running back room. Let's do that. But nah,
the one thing I see with him is some of that speed that he has. I'm not saying he's necessarily better than Najee. He's had a better career thus far. He's had a better season, and I think Najee's future is still bright. But that type of element we might be missing with McFarland being out. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket for McFarland because he didn't really prove anything last year, but it seemed like he improved in the preseason, the offseason. So maybe there's an element we could use McFarland on our side that I'm seeing with Green Bay with that speed with Aaron Jones.
Not facts, man, because you definitely see they get him that rock in a couple of multiple ways, right? In space, but you just see he plays with a good tempo, man. I like that, though. I like that. So you said Rodgers, Devontae, and Aaron. Man, I could definitely respect that.
Yeah.
All right, I had dropped it in the chat. William McClung, in terms of the 3 things that he liked about the Green Bay Packers. He brought up Aaron Rodgers. He said Devontae Adams. And he also said their secondary. I think you had hit on that a little bit as well.
I'd say just Alexander, though, really, for their secondary. Maybe if you want to include their safeties, but I don't think they have much depth outside of him.
All right.
I kind of like our potential matchup there.
Now, for me, because, here we go. Sal Mara, in terms of what they liked about the Green Bay Packers. Once again, they go Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and they say the defense as a whole. Okay. And then Leonard Gillum just simply says Rodgers, and oh, yes, Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what C-Des86 says, too.
I could definitely see that. Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to look for anyone else here. That's all I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
Right, Logan Newman says Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and play calling.
Okay, yeah, they got was it LaFleur? Yeah, I can see that. All right, so for me, man, the 3 things, the 3 things I like. I said number 1 was Aaron Rodgers. I think that he that week 1 he might have just been sending a message to the organization that he was pissed, but since then, I mean, my man is gifted. I mean, he looks flawless out there at times. It's crazy and effortless in terms of how he works with the rock in his hand. So he was the first one. Devontae Adams, number 2. Even though I'm still trying to figure out what happened to him in that game. If that wasn't a concussion, I don't know what that was.
No, him coming back.
When my man got hit, we all thought he was dead. He laid lifeless. We saw the camera zoom in on him. He didn't look like he was with us in the present. And then before we know it, 2 minutes later, he's back on the field. I couldn't believe it. So if he's, everything is good, he's not whacked out, then yeah, obviously Devontae Adams, because the dude can straight ball. I mean, like you said, he's top 3 at worst. Like, bless you.
Thank you.
I actually enjoy watching him now too, man, because I remember he was talking on the broadcast about he watches Lamar Jackson highlights to like get his jukes up.
Oh, he was juking left and right these last couple games.
Crazy, yeah.
They get him the ball really short past the last round, like a couple yard pass, kind of like what we've been doing. But he makes jukes and everything.
Yeah,
kind of like what we want to do with Deontay Johnson.
Right.
But Devontae Adams is like just a legitimate all-around receiver.
Yeah, it is crazy right now. And then the last one, man, has Alexander. I think it's like it was Jair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jair Alexander. I like his game, man. Obviously he's their captain of that defense. I would have had a different person right here, but that person isn't available to me right now. So yes, man, Alexander, I think that in terms of his coverage ability, I really enjoy watching him play. I think that, he matches up well with anybody just because of his size and his athletic ability and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that those are my 3 things though, man. Yep. Jair Alexander, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Dagon Rodgers. All right. So now it's time to drop the 3 things that we may not be so happy about, or that we don't like about the Green Bay Packers. So with that being said, you can go first.
Number 1, I'm going to say the pass protection for Rodgers. It seems like they're getting the ball out quick, and then whenever he does have to drop back a little bit, other teams can get pressure on him. Mm-hmm. So that's number 1. And I actually think, and I mentioned this with Aaron Jones, though, they've been able to run block kind of good.
Yeah.
They've actually been able to have a semblance of a running game. So just in pass protection, I think their offensive line is a little bit shaky. Obviously, they don't have Bakhtiari out there. Number 2, I'm going to go with their cornerback depth, and I hinted at that earlier as well. Outside of J.R. Alexander, they got King, the dude that got burnt last year, and a bunch of names kind of like what we're dealing with over here in Pittsburgh. You know, they're hoping that they step up.
Maybe they got an island out there.
Eric Stokes is a rookie. He actually had a couple pass interference calls last week.
Oh, it's not Stokes Island? Dang. All right. I'm trying to see who got real estate out there in Green Bay. Who got the islands out there?
Yeah, because King missed last game, and Stokes had to take on a more prominent role, and he was getting pass interferences left and right. And then they just have a bunch of other dudes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say no names, but you get my point with that. Mm-hmm. I don't think they have the best cornerback depth, and you're able to see it. Like Jared Goff was able to go off against them a little bit whenever he played. I will say this, though. Jimmy G just kind of looked like trash, but I did see some points where just like, okay, like I was saying with Stokes getting those pass interference calls, that the receivers outside of the dudes like Alexander was covering. It's like, okay, I think there's some ways that we could make some plays here on offense with our receivers.
Okay.
And then next, I have mixed reviews on their like defensive line and pressure right now because at times they are able to get after the quarterback, other times they're not.
Yep.
So I'll just say that because I don't want to put it completely on one side and say the defensive line's like completely trash, but I'll just say maybe a little inconsistency, like getting after the quarterback, getting that type of pressure.
Okay.
They've been pretty decent stopping the run though.
All right. No, I like that.
Those are my three.
All right. Let me see in the chat. That's what I'm searching for right now to see what people are saying they did not like about the Packers. Let's see. There's a whole bunch going on in this chat right now. All right. Space Boy says, I don't like that they have Aaron Rodgers. I don't like that they have a running game. And I don't like that they have a better team than us. Lord, Space Boy, that's how you feel this morning? Man, you should have stayed in space a little bit longer, man. Come down a little bit easier today, baby. But nah, either way, man, major love to you. All right.
Q says linebackers, defensive play calling, and Kevin King.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have in here?
Trina Steele Diva says their secondary is definitely beatable. We got to get our receivers moving. There's an Eagles fan in here chirping a little bit.
Oh. I did see Fly Eagles flying. I didn't know what that was, man.
Yellowka says defensive run game, wide receivers behind Adam. Actually, that's a good point, too. Their wide receiver depth. I would put that.
I like Anthony. Was it Lazard?
Yeah.
I kind of like his game though, man.
Actually, I would put them at my 3 spot over like their defensive line front 7, like their inconsistencies. I would say, their depth at the receiver position. Okay. Because I mean, Adams has like 300 something yards, and you're right. Like they got nice players. Randall Cobb, Valdez Scantling, Lazard's not bad. They haven't been doing too much this season though. Yeah, if you're asking me last year, like they stepped up in moments, but so far there's a pretty big drastic drop off between Devontae Adams and those guys. Like they're gonna target Devontae Adams like 15 times.
And at least. Shouldn't they? Right? Until somebody can stop it.
I'm with them on that.
Yeah. All right. So to just official, your 3 you said was the
cornerback depth after Alexander.
The pressure up front, or in terms of just like how consistent it is.
Offensive line protection. Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then what was it?
I'm gonna say the receiver depth after Devontae Adams. Yeah.
Got you. Not like that. I could definitely see that, man. Yo, it's real life a Eagles fan in here really going at it. I respect it. Hey, Eagles forever. I'm glad you're in the chat. Y'all got my boy Javon Hargrave, so you know it's always love over there, man. But yeah, you stand. Just make sure you like the stream while you're in here, though. All right.
Well, and we're at 107. We got a little over 300 people.
You know,
let's get to like 200 at least. 200 likes. That'd be nice.
It's free to participate, baby. All you need to do is hit the like, though. Just hit that one time. All right, Mr. Eagle, forever. Shout out to you. But for me, man, the 3 things that I dislike about this group right now for the Packers, their O-line health. David Bakhtiari is not available, right? Elgington Jenkins, I believe he was their guard who went out to play tackle to back up Bakhtiari. He's potentially unavailable this week as well. We obviously know that I believe it should have been their right guard, I want to say, who's dealing with, he's questionable coming into this game. So as a whole, we know protection is key in this NFL, as we see with our quarterback, right? But knowing that they're banged up like that, even though I thought they played well, the guys that were playing well in that Niners game still are in question coming into this game now. So if that group was already a little bit lessened of a group, it could be even, less come Sunday, which would be very beneficial for us as well. So that was the first thing that I said. The second thing that I didn't like was they don't have Zadarius Smith right now. We talked about the pass rush, right? And you were hitting to it in terms of why it's inconsistent, because Zadarius Smith isn't out there. Zadarius and Preston Smith, when they're together, that's kind of like when we have Bud and TJ together. They play off each other. They both have been double-digit sack guys in the same season while they've been in Green Bay together. They do that. Like, I love watching those two guys rush. But Zadarius has been out. He's dealing with a back injury. He's on IR, so he won't be available this week. So when you talk about Preston's good, but they look at Preston how we looked at Bud compared to TJ. Like, they think Preston's good, but he's not better than Zadarius. We thought Bud was good, but he's not better than TJ. So right now, with them not having Zadarius, I do think that benefits us in a big way. Now, Preston's still going to be a good rusher and stuff like that, but he's not Zadarius. So to me, that was the biggest thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't like the fact that they don't have him out there. Or maybe I do like that for us. Don't like it for them, love it for us, though.
Yeah, and then they have a little bit of like a turnstile going with their other outside linebackers, other rushers going on. Outside of who's the dude? Is it Kenny Clark? Is that what his name is? I forget what his name is, but he's their nose tackle. He's pretty damn good. But like there are other guys on that front seven. Yeah. It's kind of like a turnstile right now.
Yep. And then the last thing I said, man, I had some options here. I could have went secondary depth. I looked at that a little bit. But for me, because I can't go wide receiver just because I'm like, man, I love what Devontae Adams is. And as long as you have him out there, it's hard to fault that group because he's just so dominant. But, man, I was looking at their kickoff coverage, man. Same way how we had that opener in Buffalo where we almost got one to the house. For a fact,
that's how the 49ers got back in that game.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking to myself, we know we have a return man in Ray McCloud. He just hasn't had these opportunities this season. But we know he's very much capable of hurting teams in the special teams unit. And to me, when I think of how the Steelers could get a win versus the Packers, special teams, defense, those two areas are going to have to make some extra plays over there. And I think with the way this kickoff coverage unit looks, with a guy like Ray McCloud, that could also be something that I like a lot for us.
Yeah. So dude, I was talking about it was Kenny Clark.
Okay.
They got a nice linebacker right now that they're pretty high on, this Devondre Campbell. But dude,
no, I like him, man. He's a good player. He came from Atlanta. He's a six year in the league, but it's his first year with Green Bay right now.
Yeah, they're liking him over there. Like he's outperformed what they thought he was gonna be. But like everyone else outside of Preston Smith and Kenny Clark, it's just a bunch of names right now. Right.
And Devondre, it's weird because he's productive, but I don't like the position he plays all the way. Because he's kind of like a Sam linebacker in base where he's like walked up at times like on the perimeter. But then he goes inside on sub ball to do coverage stuff. Like he can cover. And like I said, he's effective. But it's just weird. Like I would think you would play like a guy like him just in the middle and let him be able to go left and right. But when they just ice him to one side at times, I'm like, well, he's not a chase down from behind guy. Like with TJ, where you run away from, he's going to make that play. Like, that's not his game, but I mean, he's been super productive. I just think they could get more out of him using him a little bit differently, but to each his own. And they ain't got my guy Pettin out there anymore either. So, I can't even talk. All right.
I'm just surprised the 49ers were even in that game.
Wait, because of how fast it got ugly. Yeah, because I'm going to say, was it?
Yeah, Packers were up. Were up. 14 or 17 points in the first half. And then that's when, they got the kickoff return. Yeah. There was a lot of penalties, I thought, in the second half. They kept the 49ers in it, kept the drives going because Garoppolo, he didn't really look right. Yeah. But yeah, they were able to keep it relevant somehow. But that's one of the things I'm liking about our matchup here. Everyone sees the Aaron Rodgers, the 30-second play and stuff. But dude, they were having a little bit of a tough time against the Lions. They cleaned it up in the second half, but also even against the 49ers. Like this team's definitely beatable. When we talk about some of these matchups, like they don't have too much depth outside of their top cornerback, too much depth outside of their top receiver with Devontae Adams. O-line's a little shaky. They can't get a running game going. Like there's definitely holes in this team. Like we could definitely expose. Yeah. I'm excited actually.
You should be. It's be a fun game, man.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun game. All right, let me see what some of the chat talking about, man. We had a CDs86 says defensively we are banged up, but offensively, the blame goes to coaching / play calling. Chase Claypool is... It got cut off real quick. There we go. Chase Claypool is wide receiver number 4. Whoa. And Ben is not the issue. # leave him alone.
I don't agree with the Claypool wide receiver 4 call.
Gosh, wide receiver 4.
He's still pretty good. I'm questioning if he's a wide receiver 1. I don't think he's proven that yet. That's all.
You threw the 4 on him though. Jeez.
No.
That's pretty harsh.
No, we need Claypool out there.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh, man.
All right, we have with these other injuries we're dealing with at receiver.
That's the truth, man. We had Black and Martyr though. Black and Martyr, shout out to you as well, man. Appreciate your support as always. He says, "Morning, fellas. Hit the like button, fam." Does have a point. Still at about 318, 320-ish. And we only have about 149 likes. I don't know, Black and Martyr. Maybe they still asleep. They haven't fully woken up and baked their oven the way that they needed to just yet. Maybe that's what's going on, all right? But either way, we'll hold fast. But in the meantime, I'm going to drop this in the chat because we do got these cool little emojis that are of me and Deke. So whenever you see something cool and you want to drop a big Deke emoji, you got Big Deke down there. If you're feeling Moats time, drop the Moats emoji, all right? But either way, those are in the chat now available, all right? So definitely check those out. Or at least I think I uploaded those things the right way. We will see, though.
Yeah,
it was one of them nights. I was having a little fun. You know, every once in a while, you got to research, and then you start researching while you're researching. Before you know it, you're like, light bulb, boom. So, yeah. And I see your Roscoe Smokes. Yeah. When you feel that big Deke energy, you drop the big Deke energy emoji, man. All right?
Cool.
And if you're feeling a little motsy over here, man, well, you just know I'm geeking.
That's dope.
So, yeah, man. I see your juice box. Yeah. So those are available to you. Yes, they are. All right. We also had young Papi Bonito. Says, "I am begging Pittsburgh to invest into the O-line." Trust me, we all are, because we know if they can fix that part, I promise you, it minimizes a ton of the negativity, a ton of it. But right now, I just don't know how realistic that's going to be in terms of them improving it going into week 4. I just don't know what they're going to do between now and Sunday to change that.
Bro, that's what I think the big difference is between, as I'm watching the Packers offense versus our offense, is the offensive line. They're competent in the running game. They're not the best pass protectors, and I see the Packers getting the ball out quick a lot, and then Aaron Rodgers picks his spots.
Yep.
Which is what, if the offensive line could block in the running game and Najee Harris could do what Aaron Jones is doing, our offense could look so much different.
But do you see the separation their wide receivers get on the deep ball? Like not even just short term, like the deep ball, like
mainly Devontae Adams.
Right, when Rodgers throwing the deep ball, it's like 3 yard separation. We don't have 3 yard separation. When we're throwing the deep ball, they're touching each other, and it's either going to be a jump ball or you got to do something spectacular. That's the part we're talking about in terms of the separation. That part does show in a big way. Now, we saw James Washington get a little separation, but obviously we missed on that throw, and that's the popcorn effect, right? Of, all right, you finally get the separation, we missed on the throw. Then when we hitting on the throw, we don't got the separation. And then you throw in, all right, we did have everything complete, but then it was a holding penalty. So, yeah.
Well, that's my thing, too, because Aaron Rodgers has played really good, but he has missed throws, though. He's missed deep balls. He's been a little bit inaccurate here and there. But what they have is a running game where you're not relying on just that one deep ball at that one point in the game. Like, you have to connect it, and you rely on everything on it. Whereas that's with us, because all these holding penalties, we can't get a running game going. Because if they miss the deep ball, all right, we're just going to hand it off. We're going to get 4 or 5 yards. That's pretty much a guarantee. Yeah. We don't have that right now. If we can, it could be such a completely different story.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, we also had No Limit. No Limit says, "I'm pretty sure Martavis is suspended in the CFL." No, low key, like
Is that why he's trying to get back to the NFL?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You might want to check that out. I that's along what I've heard as well, but you might want to check that out, man.
So he might not get reinstated.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man. I don't know, man.
Argos add Martavis Bryant to suspended list along with 8 others. Yes. There's something going on with that team.
Okay, I was making sure you weren't aware of it. Okay. Go ahead, read it for the congregation, then, man. Yeah.
Well, he says not appearing at Toronto Argonauts camp. I wonder why he didn't appear.
Who knows? Maybe he had a better offer.
What's their drug policy? What's their testing like?
What is their testing policy? That's the first one That's the first place we go.
Who's this? Dinwiddie. This is the head coach. He says, "We had some contact with him. I'm getting a little impatient with the thing. We need to get him up here now if he's going to make an impact on our team. The ball is in his court. He needs to get his passport. Oh, okay. Maybe it was some of that type of stuff.
Either way, handle your business. Handle your business, baby. All right. So we shall see, though, man. And then we had Q. Q says, petition to sign Rick Wagner.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, pull up Rick Wagner for the congregation as well. Man, you know, we got time. We got a little time right now. Pull him up. Let's see.
He was a lineman for the Packers. 31 years old.
Okay.
He's a tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, Packers, Ravens, Detroit Lions.
How long have you been I'm not familiar
from
with
2013. He was on the Packers last.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2020.
I'd have to look into him, man. I'm not familiar with him off the top of my head right now.
It seems like he's been a decent starter throughout his career.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Ravens for 4 years and then Detroit 3. Started basically most of his career.
Hey, man, I like that experience then. I'd have to look into him a little bit, man, but yeah.
What is he playing? It looks like he plays right tackle.
So he said he can't hurt. Fair enough then. All right. Unless we get some news today, because it is Wednesday.
That is true.
Maybe the horizon looks right. Maybe it's looking bright. You never know.
I think Banner would definitely help out in the run game.
I would agree with that. I would concur. Yes. All right. We also had Trina Steele Diva. Shout out to Trina Steele Diva 5. Put the respect on that 5. She says, we didn't score much under Haley. His play calling was suspect. Leave him where he is. Now, Trina, you know we will put up points with Haley. Come on now. This is Haley. It's Killer B era. You know, man, we bombs away. Come on, baby. Come on out. Come on out. What a Haley. Got to be a little janky, though. That's the problem. Matt Kennedy's too buttoned up. Take him down to Tequila Cowboy one time, man. Maybe he'll come back
Canada,
change, man.
Take Canada.
Take Canada down to Tequila Cowboy, man. We're gonna have to invite him. We'll invite him to a tailgate. Well, you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll say since he's in Green Bay this week, we're in Green Bay this week, and we're tailgating this week. And now that we know where we're gonna be tailgating at, I'm gonna just call. I'm gonna say, hey, Matt Canada, this is what we need from you, okay? I need you, Matt. I need you to meet us in on Sunday while we're in Green Bay. I need you to meet us in Lot 5, okay?
You texting him right now?
That's what I'm texting him. Lot 5 while we're at Lambeau Field. We'll be out there from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. tailgating, right? With the terrible tailgate, doing what we do best, which is have a ruckus. All right. So that's what I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him to meet us there. Meet us at Lot 5, Matt Canada. Lot 5 at 11:30 a.m. in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So that way we can get you tuned up and loosened up so you can call the game that you need to call. All right. Because right now he's too uptight, baby. He's too uptight. But it's definitely Lot 5.
I like the Tequila Cowboy idea. He
Hey,
goes
man,
down there,
I'm
all of a
saying,
sudden, offense is explosive. It's just a whole different story.
Hey, he's taking shots down. Like, bro, what is this? What's going on with this guy? He has a slur all of a sudden. His mouth always looks like it's wet. Like, what's happening here?
He's actually calling the plays from Tequila. Like, every time we take a shot downfield, he takes a shot. It's just crazy. And there's like a live look in.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's all on broadcast. That'd be awesome.
Hey, we simulcast it on ours. Yeah, there we go. That's crazy. All right. We also had Gary Bird 56. Gary Bird 56 says, I know I'm quiet in the chat, but love the show. And all I need to say is everybody gotta calm down. Like Wayne said, it'll all work out. Like and sub to the channel. So yeah, make sure you're subscribing if you haven't subscribed. We know we have taken on a lot of new people since the season has started out. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel, man, because you know you don't want to miss out on this fun content. And hit that little bell thing so you can hear the ding 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 whenever we go live and have all this funny, cool content that we like to put out here at any time of the day. All right. So yeah, shout out to that.
You going through super chats?
I was going a little mix of both actually.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm at Caleb cool.
Perfect. Oh yeah, go ahead, rock out then. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I was like, man, I'm tired of reading chats. I've been reading chats all morning. I feel
I know.
Yeah, I should have gave you my phone, but I didn't want you to swipe too far. You might see something change your life.
Why don't teams rotate O linemen like they do D line? Do you think we could benefit from that to see what works best during the game?
That's actually a good question. From what I've heard was the cohesiveness, right, of the O line. They, even though they're individuals, they are the most unit-like of any of the position groups, I feel like, on the football field. And what I mean is this. defensively, right? We said with TJ Watt, TJ didn't have to practice to come out there and play and have an impact, right? It wasn't going to affect Cam. It wasn't going to affect Tuitt or anybody else. TJ goes out there. He's one-on-one with these tackles pretty much all game long, right? That's his battle. He sets the edge. He can have his impact, and it doesn't matter how good or bad he plays. It won't affect those D linemen the same way. Now, with O linemen, when you talk about rotating guys in and out, if this guy, in terms of Deke, right, say he comes in, he just can't play guard. That's not just affecting him. That's affecting that center, and that's affecting that tackle. Because now they don't have the help that they're going to think they have on the inside of that offensive line, or if you're the center on the outside of them, right? Because where that guard's sitting at. You also talk about when it's twist in terms of pass rush stunts in games. You got to know how this guy is reading stuff. You got to know how he sees a twist. All right, do you have the penetrator? Are we passing this off, man? Are you going to lock your guy? How are we doing this? All right. Without, when you start mixing those guys up like that, that can change a lot. And those guys, I just feel like they're affected a lot more, impacted a lot more by that, the person that's next to them. Whereas on defense, you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, it's been times as a rusher, I'll be looking at a D lineman and I'm like, bro, why is he in the game right now? But it's not going to affect you because you could just do what you do and you're still going to be fine. Not saying it's going to be a great play, but it won't have that type of impact on you. Whereas as an old lineman, you at times can't do your job if the guy next to you is incompetent, as we see at times. Just around the league, we see it at times. I'll leave it at that. We see it at times around the league.
I don't mind that idea on a game-to-game basis.
See,
you don't know who's getting thrown out there at right tackle.
But see,
maybe
said that,
the defense is trying to prep for one guy. You don't know the new dude's tendencies.
Now, we said that in terms of hot hand, right? When we're talking about left tackle with Dan Moore and Chooks. Now, I know to that extent, in terms of not announcing who's going to be the starter, I've seen teams do that, honestly, and you kind of roll with it until you find.
That might have to be what we do.
Until you find your starter. My only thing is this: the longer it goes on, the film does become more prevalent, right? So like right now, the issues that Dan Moore might have been able to hide in week 1, they're on tape now. We done seen 3 games, right? So now when you start trying to rotate him out and who's going to start, who's not going to start, teams will basically just say, well, all right, look, we know his weaknesses, we know Chooks' weaknesses, we're going to prepare for both of them. But either way, we know one of them guys going to get that opportunity. So that's the only thing when we start getting to this part of the season where we got multiple games being played, you can start formulating, what, guys are. I mean, that's essentially how it goes right now, but it's crazy, man.
You just got to spend a little more time in the film room.
Yeah. Hey, man, winning edge. That's what we call that, the winning edge. All right. We have Let's Go UW. He says, possible theory here is when Banner comes back, do you think his veteran presence and leadership can help the line be competent? I think we both agree that we do think that would be the case. We know he's the unquestioned leader right now with that group in terms of just his demeanor and how he operates and how they respond to him. But I do think, man, when he comes back, his play demeanor will ultimately make those other guys raise up a little bit, because it's hard to not play with great effort when you see another guy next to you playing with great effort. It's hard not to want to go hard when you see a guy next to you going extremely hard, or a guy just thumping people, right? Just bang, bang, bang. Like, you want to get one of those hits too. We're competitive. You think you can be the only one out here getting big hits? I want a big hit. You think you're the only one out here that can move? I want to be the guy that can move. You think you going to come out here and get all the glory of being the savior because you came back in the O-line improved? No. They're going to say, I improved my play too. So
don't forget about Dalton.
Yeah, exactly. With the shiny do-rag too, man. Absolutely. Or maybe he shouldn't wear that shiny do-rag anymore.
No, that was a bad call.
Burn the shiny do-rag. Go back to the black and gold do-rag. Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
We'll start that petition right there. Burn that shiny do-rag, baby. All right.
Damon Brown.
Oh, yeah, go for it, because we got 3 of these, and then we can keep going with the next part of this game preview.
What up, Deke and Moats? Just wanted to say I really appreciate how y'all interact with us. You're constantly adding something new and dope to the podcast, keeping it fun, fresh, and entertaining. We all appreciate it.
We appreciate
Thank you, bro.
Man. A wise man once told me, nothing stays the same. You either get better or you get worse. So I try to make sure that we're always getting better, and we're always keeping our arrow pointed upward. And especially since y'all keep showing us love and support, we try to make sure we make it fun for y'all, man. And that's why we come in here as much as we do to give y'all the content that we give y'all, man. But we appreciate y'all, man.
We got CB_HU23. This is one of his member
I
comments.
want to say real quick, though, it's funny when you was like, what up, Deke and Moats? So anytime we do like the phone calls, right?
Sure.
It's always, it'll give me like a transcript. And it always says, what up, Deacon Moats? because everybody says Deacon Moats, but it sounds like a deacon, like I'm a preacher or something. Like at church. I'm like Deacon Moats. Yeah, it always was like Deacon, like Deacon Jones.
Well, your dad's a pastor, right?
Yeah, and my mom. Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be your next call.
No, it's not my next call. Stop it. But yeah, man. Deacon Moats. Every time you say it's like, yo, what up, Deacon Moats? Like, hey.
CB_H223. One of his upper room comments. Coach T gets to 6-10, 7-9, and 7-9 again before Rooney fires him, just like Cowher got to go. All you haters can have a Coke, a smile, and shut up.
Fair enough.
I think Tomlin's a good coach. I don't think we're gonna go those records. So, but I get what he's saying.
Yeah, it wouldn't be back to back.
I think Tomlin still has like a second wind in him as a coach.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with that, man. All right, and you got that last super?
I got Ethan Bull.
You the man.
Moats, what have your thoughts been on Tuska?
Okay.
I played against him in high school and have enjoyed watching his growth to this level.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Derek Tuska, he's the number 48 for us now. He just got signed to the active roster officially. But in terms of Derek, I thought he was productive in the game. Now, we have to remember, he's not TJ Watt, right? So the expectations weren't going to be the same for that. But what he had with 6 tackles, I thought his effort looked really good. He was actually one of the guys I was talking about when I said, you look at certain players being out there, and while everybody else isn't playing with their hair on fire, certain guys that are like running around like a madman out there, Derek was one of those dudes. Every time he was on the field, his effort was insane. I did like that about him. I think he has good length. He's just young. And with young players, I mean, it just is what it is right now. You know, he's going to have his growing pains, but I don't think, he's going to be outside of injuries. I don't think we'll see a ton more of him in that role. That was more so in terms of him being on defense. That was more so because you didn't have TJ, you didn't have Highsmith. Jameer obviously was having to come in and out a little bit, and we saw what happened after the game with him as well, just because of the productivity and stuff like that. But to me, man, I liked initially what I saw with Derek. I'm gonna be interested to see how it goes this week though, because as I always say with young players, it's a lot easier when you're the new guy, right? Before the tape is out on you to come in here and have some plays, have a good rush here or there, right? But the more you play, the more teams will get a tape on you, and then the more they can figure out what you do well and how to attack you. So that's the part I want to see. The longer we're dealing with the injuries to TJ and Alex, how long, until he keeps improving and growing before teams catch up to what he's been able to do. But my initial thoughts, though, I did like his game, man. And that's dope that y'all played in high school together, too.
I'd rather just have TJ Watt and Highsmith back.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, because, I mean, in a perfect world, sure. But we know that it's not perfect right now. And it's still a very realistic chance that with TJ Watt, with this groin injury that he's dealing with, that he could come out there and play, and he could very well go back out the game again, at some point in it, because with groin injuries, they're soft tissue. When you talk about a guy that didn't do the full team reps during training camp, your body hasn't hardened and hasn't calloused for that just yet. And as much as we, see him come out there and play really well in his first game, the recovery from that, getting your body back acclimated, because you don't have the luxury of time anymore. You can't say, well, hey, man, I went hard today, I get to chill throughout this, and then we'll go hard again there. I mean, in the season is week to week. You got to play, you got to perform. So we already seen how he was kind of, put in that situation with the groin now. So I mean, we'll talk about it right now, man. In terms of how we feel about TJ's participation this week, today, tomorrow, Friday's practice participation is key to me. Like, yeah, if he's full, then I love it. If he's full participant, yes, you play him on Sunday. If he is limited and you don't feel he is 100% healthy, do not put that man out there on Sunday, because all you are going to do is set him back and make this thing go on even further. And we know with the way this team is set up right now, he can't miss that much time. He can't. So to me, I would still err on the side of caution if that means I'm going to get him back for the long haul.
Well, and that goes to this comment right here with Dave Shipley. He says, any status on Tuitt Watt or Anthony McFarland?
Yeah. So we
nothing outside of yesterday's report from Tomlin.
Yeah, and he said, you remember what he said, right? With the he said no significant news, but essentially he's gonna keep a light on for the guys or whatever. Like, his usual. Like, all right, coach. Today will tell us. All right, so when we come in here and record later this week, that'll tell us, because yeah, he definitely hit us with the same cookie cutter. Hey, nothing definitive yet on the injury horizon. Bumps and bruises, but with the, Watt, to it, such, keep a lot on for him. We'll see. All right.
It did seem like Deontay Johnson and Juju were going to practice this week, though, when we go back to the offensive side. And we'll have to still see with Tuitt, Banner, TJ Watt, Anthony.
Yeah.
What happens today?
Facts, man. Facts.
I think that's it. There's one more comment if we want to hit that. First shout out. This is from Big Kel.
Big Kel. Big Kel just
member for 3 months. First shout out to Steph for the new pick. Clears throat. Deke. Second, I think. Okay, hold on. That was all one. And then he goes, second.
What?
I think we will find a way to win Sunday. I'm with you on that.
So, what's the new pick?
I don't know.
Is this talking about like an ad? Maybe did she put something in the comment? Or maybe it's like an advertisement.
Maybe she is a new profile pic.
Yeah, maybe that. That's funny. I mean, say he got to shout her out. Lord, that's he's his first shout out. All right, man. Hey, shout out Big Kel, man.
He made sure he got his take in on the game, though.
He did. He was professional. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna go here first, but I'm coming back here. I can respect it, man. Hey, son, to each his own, man. Hey, we know how it goes. It goes down in the chat. It goes down in the chat, baby. All right, so enjoy yourselves. But let's see, as we get into
I was going to say, we ready for the second half of the breakdown?
Absolutely, because that's where I'm with it, man. But before we start talking position groups, I did want to ask you something that Coach Tomlin was asked.
Okay.
And we'll ask it into the chat as well. So after the game, on Tuesday in his press conference, this is right when we got done with Banner, he was asked at any point in time, did he consider changing quarterbacks in the game? Now, Coach T at the time said he did not consider it. And I think me and you both would agree. It was like, yeah, man, we kind of thought that made sense at that time. But what I wanted to know is from you, if it is looking like how it looked last week again this week, like early in the game, would you consider making any switches?
No. No, I still actually thought we were still in the game.
Okay.
If we score on some of those late drives, it's a one-score game or we tie it up. So, yeah, no way.
Okay. I asked the chat as well if the offense looks bad.
No, not even a thought. I think we could still get back in the game with Ben. He's our quarterback. Stick with him. I think he gives us the best chance to win, too.
All right.
In any of those scenarios, we get down or whatnot. So, yeah, no, I'm sticking with Ben.
Yeah, because when people say, like, give them the best chance to win, and that was one of the things that I had said as well. They were saying that, man, if you're not winning anyways, why shouldn't they start trying to see what they have in Haskins or in Mason with the full group? Because we didn't get to see that during the preseason per se. Then also they were saying that from a mobility standpoint, those guys could give you a little bit more potentially than what Ben could right now.
I don't think they can throw the ball like Ben or make decisions like Ben.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just don't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying no.
Okay. I'm listening to the chat right now. So yeah, but man, I'll vote quick today, boy. Lord, all right, about to be at 100 votes. I just dropped the chat in that thing, but right now it's about 54% saying if the offense did look bad again on Sunday, they would switch quarterbacks right now. Which is interesting,
what's the vote count? What'd you say?
54% says yes, they would switch. They would switch quarterbacks on Sunday if the offense is looking bad again. We're about 112 people that voted already.
Yeah, my answer's no. It's pretty much as simple as that. I don't think with how the line played, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what quarterback you're throwing in there and thinking it's going to be amazing.
No, I don't think it'll be amazing, but do you think it'll be better though? Because I think that's what we had on. We always do that talk about Mahomes and Lamar versus Ben with battle lines, right? We're just saying like none of them are amazing, but we do see a little bit of okay, this guy's had more success, that guy's had more success.
No. I mean, you're talking about Haskins and Mason. I don't even think they're on Mahomes and Jackson's level.
But hold on, man. Mason is a friend. They got a first-round grade on Mason, man.
No.
They got a first-round grade on him.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're talking about the whole mobility, Haskins does have more than Mason, has more than either one of the quarterbacks. We talked about that, but Haskins as a quarterback compared to Ben, I don't even think it's close. I think it's still Ben. Even with Ben versus Mason, like whoever it is, dude. And that's what I'm talking about. Even
if it's looking bad though, like say he's missing, when he threw the pick right to the 3 defenders around or whatever, right? If it's looking like that again,
that's my point. We could have came back in that game. We had those drives. We punched it in the red zone. We don't get those penalties. We're down a score. It could be tied up.
But also the 2 turnovers, right? Could that be something that maybe those guys probably would have avoided?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not defending Ben's decision making with particularly the second turnover, because the first one he was getting hit as he threw, it just kind of got flopped up there. But yeah, the second one, that was bad. I mean, that cost us 7 points easily. That gave him a free 7 points. So I'm not defending that at all. It's just we got Ben Roethlisberger. I'd rather stick with him than those other 2 guys. He gives us the best chance to win at any point, now, especially with this offensive line and then the receivers lacking separation.
Do you think at any point this season you would switch him?
No, well, I'm sticking with Ben, dude. It's just what it is. This stuff isn't even like close to being on my mind.
So even if that means the whole ship goes down, because we've said we have talent. I'm going down with Ben. We got talent at running back. We got talent on defense when healthy.
I'm going down with Ben, dude. I am.
Okay. All right. Even if that means no winning, we'll just go down well. All right. Teach his own.
Well, dude, I mean, until we're mathematically out of the playoffs, I don't see the point in switching them at all.
All right.
I really don't. And it's like just so far away, in my opinion. We're at week 4.
Okay.
Well, long season.
I like it there. Did go ahead and stop that, man. It was about 150 votes in it. 51% ended with yes, they would switch, but it was still very close, man. I was surprised. I was a little surprised, man.
I'm not. This is how it is, dude.
I thought only diehard, Ben lovers. I just, was a little surprised.
No, a lot of people hate on Ben. I'm not surprised. It's he's polarizing, and we've heard it throughout the off season.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard it at different points in this season. Yeah, a lot of people want him gone.
Yeah,
I'm not in that boat.
All right. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm with it, man.
You're going down with Ben, dude.
All right.
Yeah, you're exactly right, wrong, or indifferent. But I think we're going to be right on it. I think there's a bounce back happening. If we get this line right, I know that might be a little bit more pie in the sky than I thought.
Yeah.
But nah, dude, there's still a chance. There's still a lot of hope in this season.
All right. So a couple oh man, a couple supers just came back in. I'll get those. Actually, we'll get those after we we'll get them first. Yeah, because it's only 3, so we can get that real quick. All right, Deontay Manning says, Moats, you advertise Manscaped. Facts. Shout out to Manscaped promo code Moats. Get you 20% off along with free shipping. But he says, you need to advertise Dollar Shave Club because your goatee is always crispy. Interesting. All right. But
you could use the Manscaped tools, right?
Yeah. And I don't have to shave. I'm good. My joint don't grow like that. I only use Hen the barber. Hen touches this. That's it. We Manscape everywhere else. But Hen, yes. This is a Hen production. But I appreciate your recommendation though, man. Hey, tell them to holler at me too, man, if they want to do something though. Nah, it's Manscaped right now. I'm rocking with you, Manscaped. I ain't gonna play y'all like that. All right, and then we got Damon Brown. Damon Brown says, I think if you bench Ben, it will put a strain on the relationship with him and the organization. Let him finish this year and move on from him then. So he didn't really give you a productivity thing. It was more so just out of his feelings. All right, fair enough. All right, I can get it. Then we had Young Papi Benito. Young Papi Benito says, no way Happy Feet Haskins or Mason Statue Rudolph get in the game. I'm dying on the Big Ben Hill with the emoji, with the like he feeling it. So I could dig it, man. And then Deontay Manning also, he came back and said, Deke, no one is hating on Ben. We just want to win. He hasn't won a playoff game since like 2017. And he hasn't had a meaningful playoff run since forever.
Dude, that's a whole different conversation. I mean, I could get into that, but I'm just not. I don't have the time right now. I do think the past 10 years have been very meaningful, especially when you compare our franchise to all the other franchises in the NFL outside of what the Patriots done. Really, like I don't know what other position you'd want to be in.
I'm reading these up room members, man. I got what you're saying though. I'm feeling it. I feel it. All right. We also had Garrett 7. Garrett 7. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I got to jump these upper rooms because we got to get to our position groups.
Yeah.
That's what we got to get. You know, that take a little bit of time. So yeah, we also have Michael Lang. Michael Lang, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then we got Bagger Brandon. Yeah. Bagger Brandon, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then it was one other that just popped in. Oh, medium rare. Medium rare, baby. All right, I see you. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, and then the last super that we would need. I'll just read it real quick. It's from Michael Lang as well. He says, question for you, Moats, because we all, in capital, all caps, know what Deke's answer will be. Would you trade 3 first-round draft picks for Deshaun Watson? Is he completely clean of all allegations? If he's completely clean of all allegations, then yeah, I would definitely entertain that, man, because we know what Deshaun Watson is. He's a young, very, very talented quarterback as a runner and a passer, and he is very well versed in playing behind atrocious offensive lines. I don't think ours is completely atrocious, so yeah, I can see that. But you know, the other hot take that we got to talk about, we'll get to that later. The quarterback that we about to face, he was talking nice about the Pittsburgh Steelers on Pat McAfee's show. He even said that he likes Pittsburgh dad. Holy cannoli, man, what is going on, man? Aaron Rodgers said he likes Mike Tomlin, think he's a great coach. Said he likes Pittsburgh's nice blue-collar steel town. He says that he loves watching Pittsburgh Dad. I mean, you think about the people that he hangs with, places that he goes, and he's like, I want to watch Pittsburgh Dad. Aaron said that. So, you know, that sparked a whole frenzy because said quarterback will be available next offseason. Said quarterback will be able to determine where he goes. And if said quarterback has a little bit of an interest to this particular organization, that will be interesting to see how people handle that situation there.
We talking about this now?
No, we have to view what's it.
I'll talk about it.
You have to view what's it. You have to view what's it. I figured this is one of those was where it's like, if you need, you could sit it out because I know how I know what this is going to do. I know what it's going to do. You feel me? So I'm like, if you need to, I can just take it if you need to, but it's your call because I know this your guy, and I respect your support of my, because like that's my dude, but I love how you rock with my guy though. You feel me? Like that's my guy, but that's your guy. Like, and to see you like that, and I'm like, yo, you ain't even been there with him. Like I love it. So. It's up to you, man. If you want to talk it, we could talk it.
I feel like loyalty is something lacking in this day and age, especially with people's sports takes. But I will say this.
Loyalty.
The people that are wanting Aaron Rodgers here next year are talking about it, speculating about it, coming to Pittsburgh, this and that. Like these dudes are cucks. We're playing him this week. And
yo, wait a minute. Did you just say that?
I am.
Don't call me one of those. Yo,
that's what I'm saying right now.
Whoa.
They should fuck off and shut the hell up. That's what I'm saying. It's pretty sad. We have a Hall of Fame quarterback, our best franchise quarterback that this organization's ever had, and we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, the team we're about to play this upcoming week
on Sunday, bro.
Exactly, and they're trying to entertain me. Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. We've been fucking Roethlisberger. Go home.
Yo, let's go.
Go home. That's what I gotta say.
Hey yo, because man, these people, hey bro, they were extra hype. I was like, Lord,
I told you, bro. It's weird. The Ben hate's weird. It's
I'm dropping a big Deke emoji in the chat. I'm doing it. Where my emojis at? Big Deke. Oh yeah. That's big Deke alert right there, man.
It needed to be said. I'm sorry. It needed to be said.
Let's go.
They are.
I love it.
These people are weak-minded.
I love it.
They're soft. And what I said earlier.
Hey, Deke for president, man. Y'all see my man. He all one. Let's get it right, man. Let's go. So, with that being said, position group breakdowns. We'll start with quarterback. Which one you like, man?
Well, obviously, I'm going with 7.
All right.
I'm going with 7.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. Rodgers has had the better year than 7 thus far. I don't think it's completely 7's fault, though, because I do think Aaron Rodgers has had more help on the offense than Ben has had thus far. With the running game, with the offensive line, him having Devontae Adams, us not having that here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I think Ben outperforms Rodgers this week and shows him who the real stud is.
All right, so you got Ben in this matchup at quarterback. Okay. Well, y'all know in the chat, let us know who y'all have in this matchup at quarterback as well.
But I will say this.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this earlier. Like, I see very similar things between the offenses.
I agree.
And that's one
kind
of the
what
differences.
We said last week, too, with Cincinnati.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I would like to get this running game going. I think Ben could do the same thing that Rodgers is doing up in Green Bay if he was in that scenario. Yeah. Like, that's my point with all this. We still have Ben. I still believe in Ben. Everyone else is writing him off, saying he's done and everything. I'm just not there with that. And I got Ben over Rodgers.
Well, hey, look, in the chat, man, Overture says Ben is much better. Maxwell Miller says he's taking Big Ben all day. And then Spaceboy says Ben is going to, he's going to get slapped at Lambeau. I thought he said he was going to slap Lambeau. My bad. All right. We get some Rodgers in. Got a couple Rodgers showing up, but your boy 7, man, he's in the building, man. He's in the building,
That's good to hear.
Nah, yeah. Oh, all right. Reincarnate said he loves Ben, but Rodgers is better. Okay. And then Cyberhunk 333 says Rodgers, not even close. And Cliff the Dark Knight says Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. In the Stephen A. Smith voice as well. I'm gonna wait. Hold on. We got some more Ben coming in here though. Hold on. Here we go. Damon Brown says I'm taking Ben this year. Shout out to Damon Brown. We had Vinny Paul 182 says 7. Okay. And Trina Still Diva 5. She hold it down for Jersey and Georgia. She says Big Ben is still with the STEEL my quarterback. I can respect it. I definitely can respect it. Okay. So
this isn't to rip on Rodgers or anything. A lot of people are falling in love with the dramatic, the 30-second, the play, and all credit to him and everything. But stat padding a little bit in his second game, getting a touchdown off a little shuffle pass to Aaron Jones, little halfback pitch off to Aaron Jones too on the 1 yard line. So the 4 touchdowns, I don't know. I think some of what he's been doing this year is overblown. Still having a really good year though. Okay. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Like if you watch the games, he's missed passes.
Okay.
They got a running game though. He's got a little bit better offensive line going right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. For me, I'm going Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I love his accuracy. I love his ball placement on short and long-term balls. I think that, it's not close right now in terms of how consistent he is with his accuracy. So for me, man, I definitely got to go Rodgers. I mean, what he's able to do right now with his arm is crazy. You watch him. He's barely flicking his wrist and he's throwing it anywhere he wants. So for me, man, I'm definitely 100% going Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position. But now running back, now we can get a little more,
We get a great
it's a little more, diverse here. So running back, how you feeling right here?
It's the same thing as last week. Like long term, maybe at the end of the season, I could see Najee Harris being better. But a lot of that is dependent on the offensive line. Aaron Jones has been balling out this season. He's had a better career than Najee Harris up to this point. Okay. So I'm going to go with Aaron Jones over Harris. It's the same feeling I had with Mixon versus Harris last week.
It's interesting. Okay.
Well, how you feeling?
Well, no, I'm seeing people say Najee. Let's see. I'm seeing some Najees in here, but I'm also seeing Najee needs a line.
Yeah, so I mean, if he's with the Packers line, I think his first 3 weeks look a little different.
Would you say the same about 7?
Oh, yeah, I said that earlier. Yeah,
right.
I think if he was in the Packers system, I don't think there's anything Rodgers is doing that Ben's not doing. Yeah.
But since he's not in that system, that doesn't impact your decision a little bit?
What, with me picking the quarterback?
Yeah.
Nah, he's overcoming it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
I feel like something's going in the right direction here.
Okay.
We heard from Banner. We heard even from Ben. The practices are good. Still have the faith, too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, for me at running back, man, I got to go Aaron Jones as well. I like proven productivity. not just in the long term, but also in the recent as well. Now, Najee is starting to come into his own. He's starting to become even more of a productive player, which we all anticipated him being because that's what Najee can do. But Aaron Jones, his situation is nice, man. They got a guy in terms of Devontae Adams where you can't pack the box. They got a guy, Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be able to dagger you if you pack that box. He can hurt you like that. And Aaron Jones, man, he just fits what they do really well. I like his ability to make guys miss. He's a smooth runner. Even when he's running in between the tackles, he just has good vision and just that natural knack to make something happen right there, man. And I don't ever feel like it's because of him just being just so much more, gifted, or it's because of this particular freaky type thing. I just think that he's a good player that just works extremely hard at his craft. And it shows because we say he's not the fastest guy. Like he gets caught when he gets out there in open field. Like he'll have some nice runs, but he does get caught. He's not a big bruiser. He's not a Derrick Henry type, but he's just a really good all around running back that fits what they do perfectly, man. So for me, man, I got to go with my man, Aaron Jones right there.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Now you want to go receivers?
Yeah. Cause this would be a little interesting right here, man. Because this is kind of like when we had the conversation, not even to the extent of Buffalo, because I think it's a little bit more separation here with their top guy to everyone else. Because at least in Buffalo, it was like, all right, they got guys that are, still good players, just not to Diggs level. But right here,
problem's going to be the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of it's like if they're able to target Devontae Adams, 15 times, 16 times, like that's a problem for us because I think he's going to catch like probably 70 to 80%.
Who do you like guarding him? Is the Pierre Island? Are we back available?
You know what? Whatever.
Was that a gun you dropped? You trying to shoot, man? Hey,
no, that was
man,
my son.
I love Ben. Don't shoot me, man. Deke, don't you do it, Deke. I love Ben, man.
That was a bomb.
Ben is my guy. Oh, Lord, you got the man. Lord, he's trying to take us out. See, y'all got me in trouble here in the chat. He was like, yo, all this Ben talk, I'm on one, dig it. Oh! Come on, man. Dang.
Did you get it? Yeah,
I don't want no problems, man. Yeah, I'm on your team, all right?
That's
I'm
why
on
I
your
pulled
team.
it out of my pocket.
Jeez.
I was just saying who it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know what you was doing. You seemed like you were hostile a little bit ago,
No,
I had me nervous for a second. Sheesh.
No, not to you. The people that are out there in the media. That was...
well, don't shoot the camera because then we ain't gonna be able to be live anymore. Come on, man. Daggone Dick. Come on, dog. Deke said he want all that smoke right now. He said, oh, yeah, I got that emoji, but I got some notes in my pocket. That's what he told me, man. Look, man, chill out, baby. Woosah. Woosah.
Whatever we did on Diggs,
yeah,
let's do that with Adams.
You know what we did on Diggs? We did TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Melvin Ingram.
Sure. That's a good point.
So hopefully we got TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Melvin Ingram out there on Sunday.
Because it's not like we had guys, it's not like we had Hayden specifically on.
Correct. It wasn't. But that was the difference with the pass rush. They didn't have to
Cam
blitz.
Sutton, Pierre. It was a mix of all the guys.
So when they were rushing the way they did, you never had to blitz. And when you're not having to blitz, you can stay with your two high safeties. So now you can mix it up between cover 6 and 4, which are your zones. But then you could also go 2-man, which is a man concept, but you got your safeties over top. So it still keeps you protected from the deep ball while allowing you to play crazily hard underneath with some of those different, routes that they like to run that aren't 30 yards downfield. But you can only do that when you don't have to blitz. That's why we couldn't do that against Jamar Chase, right? And that group, just because we had to kind of blitz to generate pressure. And even with that, we saw when we left out the game, one pressure, 0 QB hits, 0 sacks. That's a recipe for disaster. If that's the stat line from our defense this week, we for a fact will get beat. You got to rush the passer. You got to put some pressure on them. And their O-line, you can do that. We've said that. Like, they're playing well, don't get me wrong, but they're not, the line that you're thinking of when you talk about the Packers traditionally, right? They're a banged up group right now. Like, they're playing well, but it's not an insurmountable task for, us to just say we need more than one freaking pressure this week, man.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because I could see, if we got the full arsenal on defense, I could see us limiting Devontae Adams. I think we do kind of a good job of that historically, taking out the other team's number one target.
Yep.
So we have Claypool, we have Juju. That's the thing. Are our guys healthy?
Right, because
if we're not healthy, I got to go with the Packers. There's a case for us if we are all healthy, just because of our depth for sure. Man. Yeah, I gotta see. I don't know if we want to do updated predictions and stuff like down the line, but if we're healthy, I'll go with us. I'll go with us hesitantly, but I'll go with us. I feel like, man, we got to be healthy on defense then too. Stop Devontae Adams. I'll go with us. I'm hesitant on it. I'll give our receiving core.
Well, I'll put it in the chat. Let's see what they say as well, man.
A last chance this week because I think I've gone chalk with you. I think I've gone chalk with our receiving core against the past 3 teams. Correct?
Yes, you have.
I have.
You have. And how's?
You know what? Week 1 depends.
No.
Depends.
What?
Depends on how you want to look at it. Depends.
Stop it, man.
In that game?
The impact, sure. They had the impact when they needed it. But it wasn't like they were doing anything the whole game.
Week 2, you got to go with Raiders.
Okay. And week 3?
You got to go Bengals.
Yeah.
You got to go Bengals. Because a lot of the receiving came to Najee Harris. I still think Chase Claypool played pretty solid.
Now, what did you feel about the stat where it was 13 passes behind the line of scrimmage? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world if we do some of those type of passes, but I do think some of the shorter stuff was a little excessive last week.
Okay.
How much of it is out of necessity that we talk about the time, the offensive line, the wide receiver separation? Like if you just lay that stuff out there, and I'm telling you, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
About just any quarterback trying to run an offense, lack of separation, O-line is not good. We can't get a running game on. It's like it's gonna be tough for a lot of people out there.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm hesitantly going with our receivers though right now.
Got you, because people are asking: is Juju going to play? Is Deontay going to play?
If they're playing,
that changes stuff. Potentially both of them, but potentially it could just be Deontay as well. You know, we'll see as their availability in terms of their practice participation. We'll see how that goes this week. Their first practice day will be today, so we'll see when we do our show. Should be tomorrow now that I think about it, right? But whenever we do our next show, we'll have a little bit more of an update in terms of their practice participation and what that looked like as well. So yeah, but
if one of those guys are out, I'll go Packers.
Okay.
If one of them is.
Okay, fair enough then. I like that. Juicebox32 says for the core group, he likes the Steelers, but he says Devontae is a monster. Micah Hemp says he's going with Devontae Adams. I'm drawing a blank. Marquez Valdez Scantley. That's he said right. Montez, yeah, Marquez Valdez Scantley, or MVS. I didn't want to say MVS because not everybody are Packer people like that, and they would be like, "Who the heck is MVS?" So yes, that's who MVS is, and that's how I refer to him going forward. And then you also had Anthony Lazard, and then Tanya as well. Let's see who else in terms of the receiver position group, what we like, or who which group they want to roll with.
I'm just saying, Donald Copeland saying this week showed how much we need Deontay.
Yeah. Caleb Cole says Packers because of now our group isn't healthy, which you kind of alluded to as well. Yeah, Famous D says Juju, Chase, and Deontay. Problem is we could only have one of those guys out there in terms of Chase because the other two are dealing with some bumps and bruises right now. So we'll see what their availability is. Sean says the Packers, though. He says the Steelers wide receivers need to work on dropped passes. Yeah, for me, man, this is no different than when we had AB. When you have a top 3 guy in the league and you can make a case for him being the number 1 receiver in the league, I'm always going to pick that guy. Even when it was AB, it didn't matter if it was AB with Sammy Coates and Kobe Hamilton. I don't care who's out there. If AB's out there, I'm rolling with our group. Devontae, I look at him the exact same way. That's the same way I said about Diggs. It's like certain receivers, I was like, yo, if they're out there, I got to go with that group. So with Devontae, 100%, I'm going with them because I like our group as a whole when they're healthy, when they're playing up to,
capabilities.
To the capabilities. But between drops, between lack of separation, between the injuries, is just not that. And outside of, us just hoping and wishing right now, I don't necessarily think that changes on Sunday. I just don't. Now, if we're talking 2-3 weeks down the line, different, but we're talking Sunday. I just don't see that happening that fast. Whereas we know with Devontae, Devontae gonna be Devontae. Even when he does have like the fake concussion and comes back, whatever that injury was that he sustained, I still don't know how that thing played out that way, man.
Yeah, I get your reasoning.
Yep.
And I'm hesitant to go with our receivers. This is the last chance, though, I think.
Give them the last chance, man.
Who's the other receiver matchup? We'll see what the other receiver matchups. But yeah, going up against Devontae Adams, that's tough right there. I don't really like their other guys that much. They're serviceable. They're serviceable.
I can understand it.
If we're healthy, I like our chances, and even healthy on defense, our chances of stopping Devontae Adams.
All right.
Some ifs. If we're missing one of those two receivers, though, I'd go Green Bay. We got the full arsenal. I'll take us.
All right. O-line.
Them. They can run the ball.
Yeah.
Even our pass protection is probably a little bit worse than theirs. Not saying theirs is amazing, but they've done enough. They've been serviceable, both in the pass game, but then they've been, I think, above average in the running game.
And I was going to say, they haven't been as penalized either. I think that they play pretty clean up front and with good effort. I mean, a lot of times you don't have to be the most skilled, but if you don't have penalties and you play with good effort, you can minimize some of this damage. And I think that is one of the bigger differences with these units between our O-line and their O-line. Tight end, how you feeling? How you feel? Tough. Now, they got some names now. I mean, they do.
Well, Tanya's good. He had a career year last year.
But they got the OG, Mercedes Lewis. Is that their Eric Ebron in terms of their veteran old guy tight end? I like his hands a little bit better, maybe.
I'll say this. I think they use their tight ends better than us right now.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Tanya's good. I want to talk about Frymouth and what he could be. We just haven't been using him like that, and Ebron is just dropping everything.
Whereas the Packers, they do use Tanya. He does, have some success.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, even right now, he's sitting at six catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown on the season right now. Mm-mm.
I'll go with them. I actually will. Combination of Tanya and Lewis. Could be Pat down the line, but we're just not using him as much as I want us to. If we used him more, I'm going Pat.
Yeah, this is tough.
I have no faith in Ebron.
This is tough.
You know what? He's gonna make a clutch fourth quarter catch this week. Just watch.
Of course he will. He'll get up and celebrate. Of course. He'll let us all know about it. Oh man, I'm kind of torn. I like Tanya. And I like the year he came off last year. It was like 500 yards, 500 receiving yards, almost 600.
We both think Pat's a stud. We're just
that's
not
my
using
thing.
him.
I think Pat's the better player. Yeah, but how much are we going to use him? Or are we going to see more Ebron?
How do you feel about Mercedes Lewis versus Ebron then?
Oh, God. I like his hands better. I ain't even going to lie to you. I like Ebron's route running better. Sure. Ebron to get better separation, but Mercedes going to catch it. Yeah. All right. You know what? Do I want to break my rule? Do I break my rule? Let me take a sip. let me think of this for a second. Break the rule for a young player versus a guy who had a year of really good productivity. But he's a Penn State guy. Nah, I can't do that. He's Penn State. Because then they'll be saying we are. And I ain't a we are guy. But I like Pat. Give me the tight ends for the Steelers, man.
Okay.
I think that Pat does continue to emerge. Party. I think that we are going to continue to see Ben target him more. I think we will see his usage continue to go up and Ebron's usage start to decline a little bit. So, yes, I'm going with Pat in this matchup. I like Tanya's game a lot, but I think Pat is a better player. I think we will see more of him this week.
I like that.
All right. Defense now. Pass rush.
I like us on defense. If we're healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
I definitely like us on defense.
I think pass rush wise, when we're talking, because we're both 3-4s now. So when we're talking our outside linebackers, man, outside healthy of us, I love us.
Yeah,
but non-healthy us, we're looking at Melvin and
are we calling Taco Charlton up for this game?
No, I think it would be Derek would get the start because Jameer Jones started last week.
Right. Then who else is even behind them? Some people are disappointed we cut Quincy Roche.
Yeah.
It's like we shouldn't have cut him. I mean, if we're cutting Jameer Jones, you got to think one of those two are playing, at least TJ or Highsmith.
I hope so. I hope that's what it means.
It's got to be. We haven't made any other moves unless we're calling up Taco Charlton. I don't know when that news has to happen. But
because for them, they at least have Preston and they do have Rashawn Gary, right? Even though he hasn't been crazily productive, he's still... I'm taking him over Derek. And it's not a knock on Derek. I mean, I talk highly of Derek. I like what I saw from Derek, but there's levels to this thing. That's all we're gonna say. There's levels to it. So yeah, if we don't have TJ and Highsmith out there with the group, I'm going Green Bay just because Preston is a proven double-digit sack guy. We said with Highsmith, we think he can get to double-digit sacks, but he hasn't done it just yet. Whereas Preston has done that. And then from there, if we say that him and Ingram is a wash, because and I like Preston a little bit more than Ingram right now, just because he's younger, right? In terms of just looks healthier to me. But if we say that Melvin and Preston is a wash, I'm gonna take Rashawn Gary every single day of the week over Derek Tuska. I'm gonna get the correct pronunciation of his last name, but I'm gonna take him over Derek just for right now because Derek is young. We don't know. I mean, pedigree, collegiately, everything. Like it's just that's the big drop off to me.
Sure, if we're healthy, I'm definitely going with us. If we're healthy,
you got to go us.
Absolutely going with us. You're right. If we put out basically what we did last week without Jameer Jones.
Yeah, what we talking about?
Yeah, it's not a good look for us. You want to do defensive line?
Yeah, let's do D-line.
Well, they got Kenny Clark, who's pretty damn good.
You like Kenny Clark. I heard you been dropping his name.
He's good. He's good, but we're a little depleted.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
We have Cam Hayward though.
When you started out, man, you had me ready like, yo, I think he everything. We rocking, doubling down on Pittsburgh heavy, and now outside of 7, I'm starting to hear a different tone as we work our way.
I like our defense.
Groups, man.
I think I pretty much like our defense chalk.
Only when they're healthy though.
Right.
Yeah, which is like the part that is most in question right now for us.
I do like our defensive line as is over them though, with Cam Hayward because we have Cam Hayward. They don't. That's my main thing. Because Cam Hayward versus Clark, okay, cool. I'm taking Hayward. Then they just have some guys, and that's what we have too.
Yeah. I roll with Cam on that one. I just think that his impact could be felt a little bit better. And knowing that they could, well, sheesh. I was about to say I like his matchup for Cam. But maybe I do like Kenny's matchup a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, you know he gonna feel like, yeah, he gonna be either seeing Kendrick Green or J.C. Hassenauer.
They got a couple young dudes on the line though, rookies. Myers, Royce Newman.
Do you like them less or more than?
I haven't seen them enough.
Yeah,
but they look good. Like I was telling you, the offensive line as a whole looks good.
Yeah, running
the football, little lackadaisical in practice protection, but I think it's still a little bit better than ours. So you're right.
Yeah, but for me, I'll go with our D-line, though, because I do like Wormley. I do think that Bugs is going to continue to, have some little pressure here and there. And he's been doing it. I think for Bugs, he just has to keep playing, keep getting out there, man. But, yeah, I'll go with our D-line for that. Even though I do think they will have the better matchup versus our O-line, I think that our players, we have the little bit better in the D-line portion of that room. So, yes, we can roll with that. All right, inside linebackers or just off-ball linebackers because they don't have the same style that we run. But, outside of Devondre Campbell, I like.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Devondre, I like.
He's the one playing all the time for them, and I was trying to figure out like, all right, who's their second guy? It's just a rotation of a bunch of these dudes.
And like I said, because he's not their Mike linebacker, he's their coverage linebacker. Their off-ball. He's not even their Sam. I don't even know how they call it left inside, but he doesn't play like a traditional 3-4 left inside linebacker. Like he'll be walked down almost like a 4-3 under front defense where he's walked down on the line of scrimmage playing, a 9 technique, but he's a traditional linebacker though in that role. It's different. So you would expect him to be like middle for all the time, that guy, but it's not. So yeah, I like our linebackers.
I do too.
Are you Devin Bush though, man?
I was gonna ask you. Are you a little down on Bush? You've been hinting at that a little bit.
Stop it, man. I've only.
Is it the 5'5"?
No. That's the opposite. I want him to be great because he's at the 5'5".
But you might be a little critical of him because of it, right?
No, but funny thing was when we started the chat, people, man, everybody has been getting on Bush. Like nobody liked what he did in that game. For me, did he have his plays that weren't so good? Sure, but I liked some of the things. Like obviously, I jokingly brought up the interception because he was in position. He did do a really good job with that. But with Devin, like I said, this offseason, it's like, man, he just has to get more reps. he has to play ball. When we talked about the amount of time he was missing at OTAs and training camp,
we missed him in the Raiders game even.
But think about how many people, even, I mean, to an extent, man, he don't need practice. He's good. Just get him out there. And it's like,
oh, sure.
That's not how it works for these guys. You have to have them out there practicing. They can't get better at football without playing football. And right now, he's having to go through that growing pain of, he's figuring it out. But now, instead of it being in a training camp setting where, you can control the environment and you can minimize the damage, now he's having to do it on Sundays. And it's highlighted a lot more. That's part of the problem. So I don't think it's anything that discourages me about him. I just think that this was what it was going to be when you come off of an ACL because you missed how many games, right? You played 6 games and you had the ACL. It was your second season. So you haven't played a ton of ball. And then now we know you were rehabbing and stuff like that, but the amount of practice that you were missing and things like that, like, yes, those are valuable reps. You can't grow without that. You got to have the pains to get the growth. And right now he's in the pain portion of said growth. But it'll happen, man. It just give it time, man. Just got to give it time.
We're taking both our guys.
That's the thing, man. Yeah.
Cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like anyone on their team outside of Alexander right now.
Yeah. Now, do we have a corner that's to Alexander's?
We don't right now. We don't.
Or how close do you think our best guy is to what Alexander is? Because I personally think that's the big part for me. I like everything
This
else.
is the receiver conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I like everything else about our group in the second. I just don't like the fact that they have an Alexander. We don't have that Alexander. We don't. We don't. And yeah.
I thought they played halfway decent last week, the corners, despite the lack of pressures and everything. I know the big plays happen with Jamar Chase.
Right, but we already told you. Like,
I
even
felt like those were.
He can fix. That's technique.
Yeah.
If he presses it like he did later in the game, it's a totally different ball game.
Because we looked really good in the first half, I thought.
And shoot, I want to say Pierre only was targeted like, was it once or twice with he was
I don't remember
a ton. It was just that.
I don't remember him getting beat outside of that one. Really, I know Chase had the other touchdown after Ben's pick in the end zone. He was open, but I put that more on Ben in the offense, giving them that 7 points, giving them that short field as opposed to the defense. Give me us. Okay. I need Cam Sutton from Buffalo.
Woo! But where are we playing him at? Are we playing him on the outside? Are we playing him on the inside? Because we can't make up our mind with him now. We saw that last week. We was like, yo, we were sitting there. What did we say? Bro, like, what was going on here?
It goes back to the edge, dude.
Yeah.
If TJ's playing and Highsmith playing, that helps a lot with our cornerbacks. So I'll bank on that right now.
Okay.
If TJ's not playing, it might be a little bit of a different story. I don't really like Kevin King though, and Stokes.
No, they're guys. I'm not against
even Sullivan.
Them. Yeah, I think that when you start talking those names, we can make the case back and forth with Sutton and Pierre in terms of how comparable those guys are all together. But I just go back to Alexander. It was Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there. That's the one for me, man. So because of him and because of that, and knowing that they do have a legitimate lockdown corner, I have to go with Alexander. Now, Joe's my guy. But Joe used to be at that level. We know he's older now. It's not the same anymore. And with that being the case, I do have to err with that because I do think the rest of the guys are comparable in terms of when we said with Sutton and Pierre, who obviously Sutton has a little bit more experience. Pierre, we like his upside more. They still have guys that they can make the same case for, and that's why for me, I'm just like, if we're going to do that back and forth, I'll call that part a wash. But to me, the biggest difference is Jair Alexander. Yeah.
I guess I'm cheating on it, but yeah, TJ Watt healthy, I got our guys.
Yeah.
I guess that's cheating a little bit, but
yeah. I mean, it is what it is, yeah. Because that means if he's not healthy, we know where you would go. So
right.
That's why.
I just think our corner, like if he's there, we got our the corners will be nice.
Now, does he need to be 100% healthy, TJ, or just there?
It don't matter. He'll play good. He'll play good if he's out there. He actually has surprised me a little bit with his performance being out there. Like, what, the first It was just the first half of the Raiders game.
Mm-hmm.
Huge tackle for loss. I think calls the false start for them. Had the strip sack. And then in the Buffalo game, obviously he was dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's just out there, we'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dang. What position are we? Oh,
Safeties.
I was saying, what position are we forgetting right now? Safeties.
They got 2 good safeties.
Edmonds had his first pick last week, ladies and gentlemen. What up, though?
Well, people are ripping on Minka, saying he's having like the worst season for a safety. The PFF grades and everything. I thought he's been playing pretty damn good.
Why do we do this? I feel like this is always like, yo, Minka's quiet this year. Oh, I can't, man. Minka, man. I don't know about this Minka dude. Like, bro, Minka, hey. I've been liking Minka. I've been liking his tackling more.
Oh, the tackling,
like
too,
that's the part that stood out to me the most, because that was my biggest issue. I mean, I've said it numerous times. Like, that's been my biggest issue with Minka's game. I think that, you know, he's a willing tackler, but at times I just don't like his fundamentals with tackling, and that kind of got him in some bad positions last season. That, you know, has some longer runs happen, especially versus Cleveland. Not just in the playoffs either, man. So, but I think this year, man, he's been really good in the tackling department. Like, you could just see him trying, like not even an effort standpoint, but just more so the wrapping up part. Like, because that to me was the part that was missing with him. But yeah, for me, I don't care about the PFF grades, because I know when I watch him on tape, I still see his impact. I still see him, you know. I would have rather he caught the ball that hit him in the face, but you know what? At least got my dog Edmonds a pick. So shout out to Edmonds for that. But to me, man, with Minka, he's still doing what he's supposed to do. The Raiders play, you already blamed Norwood. Right. It's like you want him to help out on Waller. That's what he was supposed. That's what he had been doing all game. If Norwood just goes, that's not happening right there. So then you don't have to deal with, well, why was Minka cheating up? He should have been back. You can't have it both ways. But with Minka is fine. They're using Minka in different ways this year. Also, we said that with Norwood playing at safety at times, so Minka can be, you know, more down by the line of scrimmage, where he can jump some routes and be a little bit more productive. So yeah, I'm not worried about Minka, not in the least, but he's good. In fact, because of Edmonds getting that pick last week and me feeling very confident in Minka, give me them safeties.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling us too. I'm definitely feeling
Absolutely.
us. I mean,
I like our safeties a lot.
I disagree with all this negative content that's being thrown out there about Minka for sure. I think he's playing pretty damn good this year. I'm with you on the tackling. I'm always impressed when I see some of those. And then Terrell Edmonds, like I said, perennially underrated, gets the pick last week. Like, what are we pointing to that happened last week? Or either Minka or Edmonds, like, oh man, they got burned, they suck.
You tell me.
I thought they did fine.
You tell me.
I know their guys are good. I'm not going to take any shots at them like I did last week with Von Bell, because that came and backfired.
Von Bell ain't overrated, man. I thought Von Bell was overrated, man. You know, I think he overrated too.
So both of the Packer safeties are very good players in the NFL. Good. They're very good. Just not as good as what we got. That's all. No shots at them. Only respect.
I like Darnell Savage too, though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like him a lot. But, man, you are funny.
I got us on defense if we're all healthy. That's going to be up in the air.
But, hey, stay tuned, man. We might trade for Darnell Savage. You know, he's a Maryland guy. Come on now. You know how we feel about them dudes? Stay tuned.
Kicker.
Well, ours did miss one.
Balls is stalked down.
Ours missed one. Yeah. A chippy. All things considered. Now, they have a guy who's been a guy for a long time. In fact, he's slightly younger than Ben. I was wondering, was he older than Ben? He's 37.
Okay.
So, yeah. But let's see. This season alone, kicking wise, he's 100% on extra points, 100% on field goal attempts. Has a long of 54. Okay. 4 for 4, 8 of 8 on extra points. So he's been muy perfecto is what you're telling me, huh? Okay. All right,
that
shout out to
kick last week really disappointed me.
Shout out to Crosby. But you know, man, I mean, Boz just broke the record now. Boz dropped from 56 on your head. Now
bounce back game.
It won a 66. Now, if it was 66, that's a little different. It was a 56. So, you know, that got to count for something. But how does that 30, 40 yarder did he, you know?
Put us in a bad spot.
I mean, it made your boy look bad. He's part of the reason why your boy's getting his hate this week. He hits that field goal. It's a different game. He missed that field goal. What happened? People start bashing Ben. I'm just saying. If Crosby would have been kicking, You know, maybe he is that. Maybe Ben looks good because now he's not forced to do it all, and they're able to stay on track. You know, that's all I'm saying, man. You tell me though, man. You tell me.
That missed kick really pissed me off.
Oh!
I don't like Crosby enough though to like he's not Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like if Boswell doesn't miss this kick, I'm easily saying Boswell. You know what I mean?
But he did though. He missed it.
I know he
you
did.
saw it. You can't unsee that miss. It was right in front of you too.
I don't see him missing this week though.
You had the best seat in the house on that miss, bro.
This isn't.
Bro, you saw the miss.
I did call it.
It wasn't even windy.
I did call it.
You did.
I
don't know, man.
I don't think Boswell's missing this week, so I'll stick with Bos.
Maybe he doesn't like Ben. Maybe that's why he missed it. Maybe he gonna miss another one. Maybe he'll pull the old slipperooski.
Oh no, Bos can't be doing that.
He gonna pull the slipperooski on you, man. You know,
Scobie.
Yeah, have 7 get some more. Hey, I'm just throwing it out, man. You know how you feel about that? You okay?
We got to score touchdowns.
You're right.
So we don't have to worry about that. If he's
right.
missing extra points, then yeah, we're gonna lay into him. But
okay.
I know you're messing with me. I mean, we shouldn't be blaming Ben for Bos's missed field goals though.
Yeah.
There might be people doing that at this point. I mean, I've seen
the reason why Bos missed it though.
I've seen so much happen over these past couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a take out there.
No. But honestly, Bos missed it on purpose just to highlight Ben. He wanted people to see like, hey, y'all better stop picking on Ben because Ben is actually a good guy.
Oh, he was the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, he just missed it on purpose for that. That's all. So don't take it personal. That's what he did, man.
Okay, thanks, boss, for keeping it a 3-score game.
Yes,
instead of taking it to a 2-score.
You know, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. It's the little things. But so you said you're going with Bob.
I don't think he misses this week. That's the main thing. I don't think he misses.
So you thought he was going to miss last week, though, is what you're telling me.
I didn't think last week.
Okay.
I think that's out of the system. This isn't the 2018 boss. Like he saw that he's pissed at himself.
Okay. I'm
not saying he wasn't pissed then, but I think he's in a better mental space now after seeing some good years since then.
Okay. Well, hopefully his groin is feeling good because I remember in 18 when he was missing, that was the groin. And we know our groins in Pittsburgh haven't been the most groiny right now. So we're going to need some magical groin dust on his groin to make sure he feels better. But with that being said, he did miss last week. Crosby is perfect this season. I will simply say a push. I will push those two guys
because obviously with the 56.
Exactly. That
I don't know how that is up in Green Bay. I don't know how that translates.
But the 56 is 56.
I don't know what their atmosphere is like because maybe that was a 58 up there.
You never know. You never know.
You know,
I don't.
56 at Heinz is different.
56
man.
is 56. 56 was nice though. So for me, I'm gonna. That's what I said. I'll go with. I'll say a push because Max Crosby is a really good kicker without a doubt. That's why he's been playing for so long. You don't play till you're 37 if you can't kick that ball at a high clip consistently and in high pressure situations, which he does consistently. So yeah, for me, man, I'll definitely put that as a push because Boz is that guy. We know that. Now, last week, I don't know, was it the hole? I don't know if it was a snap. I don't know if it was Ben. Maybe Ben was stumping his foot. He was tapping his foot too hard, you know what I mean? Because he had got hit and he had to fix the shoe. But maybe, Boz hurt and got distracted right at the last second. That could have been it. So,
yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah.
You want to do special teams as a whole? Because I don't know how the hell their punter is, to be honest with you.
No, they got the dude from Buffalo. Was it Borquez, right? Is that you say his name?
I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
Corey, Bajorquez. He was in Buffalo the past 2 years, I think it was.
Or even like special teams as a whole. We saw them have their little flub up in the 49ers game.
Yeah.
We had the block punt. Balls miss. I don't know. This isn't my specialty.
Fair enough. Put it like this. I like Ray McLeod as the return guy. I'm not gonna lie. I can't shy away from that. I think that he's just super explosive back there. In terms of the punting, I think Corey is the more consistent punter right now, just because the past couple years he's been in the league, he's been doing that really well. But I do think Presley is the more talented punter, and I thought at times he punted really well. This season at times, right? So for me, because he's young, it's just like, what is it going to look like this week? Like, is it going to be good Presley or not so good Presley, as we've seen at times this season already, right? So that's my only thing. So with that, I probably would go, if I'm watching kickers, I like Ray as the return guy, but I like their punter a little bit more right now.
Wash? Special
It
teams
sounds
wash.
like it's a wash, bro. Because I'm like, I like these and this, I like that and that. So I probably watch those guys as well, just because of I do think that they do some. I think, like I said, with Corey, he's a very consistent punter. Like he does do that well. But like I said, Presley is more talented. But we seen he's young, so the inconsistency is there. I like Ray as the return guy. I love Ray as the return guy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll watch those guys. We'll call a push.
Works for me because half the time I'm skipping the special teams plays whenever I'm watching these games.
Man, it happens. It happens. Hi.
I'm being serious.
It be like that, man.
It'd
be like that, man.
I'll be sure maybe to keep those plays on as opposed to doing the 10-second skip.
Hey, you growing.
Kickoffs.
Hey, you growing, baby.
Get me to the offensive series.
You're growing. All right. So
what do we got next?
What's next is score predictions. So I just put that in the chat. Drop your score predictions. Let us know what you think the final score will be for Steelers versus Packers. And after that, we will, give our reactions to these score predictions, or we will give our score predictions. Yeah, and looks like we got, about 10 minutes. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Yeah,
I was going to say, do we have anything at 10:45?
No, so the biggest thing we have right now, we do got to get to what's going on. So that's what we're going to do our score predictions.
Or should we say that for tomorrow, maybe?
Oh, you know what? Good call.
Should we?
We'll do that tomorrow.
Because if we only got 10.
You're right. Because we got some topics. I mean, obviously we got movement Steeler-wise. We got movement league-wise. And since we will be out here tomorrow, you're absolutely right. We could definitely do that there.
Okay.
So good call. And that'll keep me from being late to my next endeavor. I did see Steel City Champs. He asked me, was I going to be on my radio show after this, talking about Steel Nation Radio from 12 to 2. I will not be up there today. Have to do an appearance with the Steelers. So yes, I will be putting on my more formal attire. But that is actually why we have to, why we had to go a little bit early today. And why, we're going to have to make sure we have a nice little out in about 10, 15 minutes. Yes, indeed. So yeah. But look like the score predictions are coming in, and it is looking like. Oh, and Caleb Cole said, "Is it gonna get a vlog drop?" Yes, of course we got one. It's coming. It's coming. We got it. Hey! You just be ready. We're gonna turn up, baby. I can't wait till we got our second road, but our first travel together road vlog coming up soon too.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Going to Green Bay. That's gonna be.
That'll be crazy.
Oh man, I'm excited about that one, man. Hey, and I hope y'all pull up to Green Bay too, man. If y'all in the area, man, we got to see y'all out in Green Bay. That's gonna be a vibe.
Seeing a mixed bag here.
I am too.
Steelers, Packers.
I see Ryan Smith said 28-14 Packers. Vince Trombetto 45-0 Packers. Rod Dallas says 24-27 Steelers lose. NSMC has Packers 32, Steelers 14. Mike Matizik, there we go, 23-21 Steelers. And then we also have Lyco Thorpe HD says 31-21 Packers. What you got on your end?
Oh man. I got John Doe saying they don't play. He's got Green Bay 31-17. Mike Kara saying 34-14 Pack. Someone's saying a 10-10 tie.
10-10 to tie.
Very average Call of Duty player, he says.
That's his name?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. John Doe has two different score predictions. Yeah, that's his name, though. John Doe has two. I think he's talking about probably like the guys being healthy.
Yeah.
He's saying Steelers win if healthy.
Okay.
If not, he's got the Packers winning.
Okay.
Flip the scores. Manuel Molina saying we smashing. 28-17.
Okay.
Jackie Treehorn, 21-14 Pack. Alex Papamichael, 24-17 Pittsburgh.
Okay.
DCTV, Packers by 17. Cyberhunk 333, Steelers shock the world, 23-21.
Okay.
And then AB Coyle, Ben will lead us to a Super Bowl in 2036. PR D'Amica.
2036, what the heck?
PR D'Amica, Green Bay 42, Pittsburgh 13. Damn.
Bro,
Jamel Smith, 17-14 Pitt.
All right, so here we go. What you got for us, man? Are we going back 27-13?
No, I think it's going to be a close game.
We breaking that back out?
No. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be in... we'll get... How's this going to work? Score-wise. Thinking 23.
Okay.
Thinking 23. I'm thinking they get 17. 23-17. Yeah.
All right, so you got 23-17.
We need TJ Watt out there.
Dude, you just said the exact same. Isn't that the prediction you was always going with? 23-17?
It's flipped. It was flipped.
So you just said it's 17-23 this time?
Yeah, it's flipped.
But it's still 23-17 Steelers, right?
No. My initial score was always 27-13.
Oh, it's 27-13.
It's
I thought it was 23-17. I was like, man, you said the same thing. No, all right.
I wouldn't be surprised if I did that. I'm saying, like, I'm never saying that score again. And then I'm just like,
say, man, I could have swore you were saying 23-17, man.
No. I think we play a clean game.
Okay.
There might be a holding or two. Might be a penalty here and there, but it's not as drastic as what it's been. I think we get 5 penalties max in this game.
That'll be an upgrade.
5 penalties max. Okay. Maybe 1 or 2 of them on defense. It's not as bad on offense like that.
Fair enough.
Our receivers play. TJ Watt plays at least. I don't know if Highsmith does or not.
Mm-hmm.
And we're able to get after Aaron Rodgers a little bit. We're able to stop Devontae Adams. I don't think he gets over 100 yards, so hence the 17 points for them.
Okay.
And we get 23. Offense is clean. O-line's better. O-line's a little better this week. Mm-hmm. Those holdings that get called back aren't going to be the case. Najee, it's not going to be drastic. Najee gets like 60 yards on the ground.
Okay.
60 yards, but that's good enough. That's way better than what it's been. And Ben plays a clean game. We get the offense rolling. We score 23. They get 17.
Fair enough. I like it. All right. For me, man, I think the injuries are still an issue. Even if guys are out there, I don't know what that's going to look like because obviously it's still Wednesday and it's early. But as a whole, I don't feel too good about this one, man. I don't. I'm going 27-17 Packers. I think that their wide receivers, more importantly, Devontae Adams, we don't really have an answer for that. And even though their O-line isn't the best, they're good enough. They play hard enough that he will have time on occasion to take advantage of some of these guys. I also think that our offense will struggle, obviously, with blocking Preston Smith. He's not Zadarius Smith, but Preston versus Dan Moore or Chooks or Joe Haig, I like Preston Smith a lot in that matchup. And then I also think with Alexander, if Deontay doesn't play, it makes it super easy in terms of him just essentially following around a guy like Chase Claypool, right? Whereas at least if Deontay is out there, now we
it's
can have
him
a little
versus
bit more
Stokes
fun.
or King.
Right.
Even Juju too.
Right.
Juju being out there.
But once again, I just don't know just yet what Deontay is going to look like. Juju, what that's looking like with the ribs, right? So as it stands today, I don't have that info. So based on what I do know, I got to go with Green Bay. But yeah, man, I think it's 27-17, man. Yeah. But I do agree. I do think the O-line does play better. I don't know how much better, but I do think they will play better, though.
That's what I'm feeling. We got one more comment here.
You said one more comment?
With maybe I'm off on that.
Yeah, you're way late.
I'm way behind. Is that what I'm missing? Okay, never mind.
I was like, what
Dave Shipley, though, I'm gonna say it. He says, "Thank God I own my own business where I can sit here and watch. I really appreciate you guys. Love the show."
No, shout out to you, man. Absolutely, man. We're glad that you got that ownership attitude. Excuse me. Keep it going, baby. And I'll read a couple of these off too before we get up out of here, man. Got Mike Matizik says, simple fact, if O-line can't block, and that's run and pass blocking, Ben or this offense will not be productive or effective. Now, if you think that's going to change on Sunday, all right. I personally don't think that's changing on Sunday, though. So that's kind of why I don't believe that, it's going to be very productive on offense right now. I like the optimism, though. I like it. I'm hearing from you too, Deke. I like it.
Big Kel saying if O-line plays better, we win.
That's what they saying, man.
Yeah.
Do they play better? That was the question. Cliff the Dark Knight says we should have done the Belichick. Way with Ben. Let him go a year early versus a year too late. Regardless if we win a Super Bowl or struggle all year, this has to be Ben's last season. All right. CDs 86. This is in reference to when you had tried to blow us up and hit with your phone bomb. Says Big Duke energy. I think he meant Big Deke energy, but yeah, man. You know, that was back when you tried to blow us all up because you was hot. You know, yeah. I was over here just minding my own business. You pulled the burnout on me like, Lord, Deke, don't do that, man. I got kids. All right. Got Jamel Smith. Jamel Smith says, I've watched all the Steelers, Americans games, or I think it says America's games, documentaries. In 2008, the narrative was the same. Hardest schedule. Ben and the O-line looked bad early and the defense had to carry. We can do this. We're going to find out if this O-line could be better than the 08 line or just as good. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Time will tell, though. Then we had G. Alexander. You know G. Alexander always pulling through, showing love. He says, why, Guam, my oots? What it do, baby? You already know what we on. Says, was stuck on Mars, but I'm in the building. Shout out to you being in the building now. We're glad you're here. Says, Ben got us, but look at the film and see how all the teams are putting 8 to 10 people in the box. If O-line gives him time, watch him work Najee. I agree with that, but the other sentiment that I hear is they're packing the box because he can't consistently hit downfield to make teams have to play a little bit, looser coverage or have a little bit too high safeties between the receivers not getting the separation and the lack of ability to consistently hit deep. That's part of it as well, man. But I like it, though. I like it. We do need more Najee, though. All right. We also had, where are we? Oh, it jumped. There we go. Q. Shout out to Q. Q said, give me Green Bay in every offensive category except wide receiver depth. But again, they have a bad man at QB. Man, all right. Darius Mayo. Shout out to Darius Mayo as well. He says, do you think that this week's game plan should be getting Pat and Ebron more involved against Green Bay's linebackers and safeties?
Not Ebron.
Pat, yes. Ebron.
You know what? It's not the worst idea. I get what he's saying. He's got to catch the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Ebron catches it, sure, because he will win. He will beat these guys in coverage. Without a doubt, he will. But it's the catching part that, yeah, we know what that looks like.
It's just like, how, man? How?
Yeah.
Like, these aren't even like
hard.
No, because I remember Derek Carr on Monday night. It was a slant across the middle to Willie Snead. He like rocketed in there. Right. And it like went right off his hands. Like, these are like easy balls to Ebron, man. Especially with the gloves that you have in the NFL. It's like, how?
I just don't get it, man.
Like, you know those gloves you put up? Like,
I'm familiar. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just, I don't get it, man. I do not get it. All right. But Let's Go UW says, anyone else having issues in the merch store when trying to buy a mug? Now, what could be going on, I think I saw this as well with their site, Teesprings, because every once in a while they get a little weird. Try emptying out your cart completely, right? Close out the browser and then reopen it. Then you should be good to go with the cup. It was only with the cups that it was doing that. I definitely saw that. It's like started getting all wacky on me. But yeah, I had success by just simply emptying out the cart. Close the browser, open it back up, and then you should be able to get that mug with no problem. But shout out to the merchandise as well, man. Like you said, man, new coffee mugs, Yeti cups, not hats, but shirts, sweatshirts, kid shirts and sweatshirts as well. And then we also have the phone cases as well, right? Color options. You have a plethora of color options to go with. But, support the channel and rock around with me and Deke on your merchandise, because that's what we like to do, baby. So, yeah.
Bubba says, give Ebron a net.
Jeez. Bubba, Lord, I love
Mr. Pittsburgh Steelers for life. Yeah, do not throw it to Ebron. Oh, was that to me? Ebron again.
Brings up a good point, man.
Got to send Ebron to Europe. That was from Alex Papamichael.
I can see that. Send him to the D-League. Send him to the D-League for a little while, man. All right, we have Miles Harrington. He says, I'm using my 2-month chat to pray that everyone gets and stays healthy. Also praying that Ben doesn't get killed behind that O-line. Amen. I think we could all say that in agreement, baby. Yes, we can. And it looks like I got 2 minutes before we got to get off this thing, but I got 3 supers and I'm going to get these done right now. Okay. All right. So Dave Shipley says,
I'm right there.
Thank God I own my own bit. Oh, we already read that.
I read that.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Already had it the game.
Bok Choy. Shout out to Bok Choy. I actually do love Bok Choy too. It tastes really good. Says, watch the all 22 of the Bengals Steelers. Ben was under pressure in less than 1.5 seconds at almost 85% of the snaps. What other QB can deal with that? I get what you're saying. Is that changing this week, though? I don't necessarily believe that's going to change in terms of that O-line. So, yeah. I don't think we're going to have a silver lining with that, but it's all good. And then this is a weird one, but it looks like we have a new member of the upper room by the name of Manuel Molina. Maybe Manuel had to create a new account.
I don't know what happened. Yeah,
because it's saying definitely know
saying
Manuel
he has
Molina.
the yellow badge.
Yeah, that's our Suns guy. Suns in 4. So Manuel Molina,
he's back though.
We're glad that whatever happened, you were able to return to us. And more importantly, Manuel Molina, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And Suns in 4. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to get this thing finished for today. But we will have our episode, and I will have the information in terms of what time we'll be going tomorrow. And yeah, with that being said, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, your hump day. Hope your wake and bake was extra wakey and super, super bakey. And yeah, with that being said, catch you on the flip side. And as always, baby,
peace.